welcome back to the show. We're back for our second episode of the Circus of the Broken Chain, our Extinction Curse Pathfinder 2 adventure path. My name is Karsh the Goblin. I am the Ringmaster today. I am the Master of Ceremonies, and I'm going to put our players through a little bit of stress and a little bit of danger, because danger is what gets you interested and what gets you to donate to the channel, and donations help save our players. Now, our players can use those donations for rerolls, for skill checks, for saving throws, and even attack rolls, should there be danger about, and I'm sure there's going to be. You can also do not just donations, but you can subscribe to the channel, and if you subscribe to the channel, everybody gets hero points, and if you gift subscribe, everybody gets 2 hero points, because giving should be rewarded more than just that selfish taking to yourselves. Now, in the background, you'll be hearing a lot of Syrinscape. Syrinscape is our circus music for today. They are our band, they are our orchestra, they are our sound effects. So they're not a sponsor. We've already got a gift sub. Well done. Thank you so much, Neurocroc. Thank you so much. I'll add that in when we're doing the introductions. But as I was saying, Syrinscape is not a sponsor, but they just do amazing work, and they make so much more than what we are able to show off for you today. On top of that, we are using our critical deck cards. If there is a natural 1 or natural 20 on our rolls for attacks, we bring out 3 critical cards, and the player gets to choose which one they're going to use, because even if it's an attack on them, they get to choose what's happening to them. If what's happening against them, if it's one of the rolls that they did themselves, they get to choose their own poison. And there might be some poison today. So apart from that, there's one more thing. Enjoy the show, have fun, and if you are having fun, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and like and all the bits and pieces. So let's go to everybody. Let's see our cast, our performance for the day.
Hey, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, there is one more thing that I have to do. There might be some flashing lights, so if you do have epilepsy, this is our epilepsy warning right at the start of the show. So there might be flashing lights and bits and pieces, so just be warned.
Yeah. It is a particularly bright and colourful setup we've got here.
Yeah. But on top of that, there's also the flashy lights.
Just a bit.
So with that donation, with that gift subscription, everybody except for MrLiveProducer and Lorian Ross will be on maximum hero points. So everybody except for MrLiveProducer and Lorian Ross will have 5, and MrLiveProducer and Lorian Ross will both have 4. And let's see if we can.
I think 3 for me, isn't it?
No, it's a gift subscription, so you now have 4. I've got you down marked as having 2.
Yeah.
I often have mistakes in this.
Hell yeah.
So do I have 5?
You do have 5, because you weren't here for our first week.
Okay.
They're gonna spend them.
You're reaping the benefits from
For not being here.
Yeah.
I forgot what hero points do. Let me look it up really fast.
Hero points. I've just explained. Hero points.
Rerolls. Narrative control.
Oh god, I don't want to die.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The narrative control is also the oh god, I don't want to die.
Can I bring out a stick of dynamite?
No.
These hero points.
Oh god, I don't want to die. You have to spend all of the ones you have left.
So if you've got 5, you have to blow all 5. We have a cap of 5. Also, we've got an explanation of how the overlay looks with what the stars are, and there's other things to do. So just if you can focus on 2, Lorian Ross's, the hero points you see will have 4, like so. Whoops, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have for our injuries and for our wounds on the other side. There we go. Thank you so much. And of course,
I do. I'm putting on a show. This is my natural habitat.
Oh yes. Working for Price is Right. Yeah.
And of course, a little bit of flashing lights right now. There we go for our flashing lights.
Ding, 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 ding,
there we go. So, shall we do our introductions? MrLiveProducer, would you like to start?
Well, I'm MrLiveProducer. I will be playing your Shuni. I'm so used to doing my band, but playing your fish seeker Shuni, Jake Blazing Fury, who had a delighted moment in the last episode, according to our lovely ringmaster, which that was horrible. He never wants to do that again.
Great pun, though.
Oh, great pun. Great pun.
Yeah.
Like, and that was before we realized that we could actually send in the clowns once per act, not once per thing.
Once per show.
Yeah. I thought it was once per show.
No, it is once per act.
Yes.
Yeah.
At that time, we thought that it was once per show.
Either way, if you missed last week's the first episode, last week's episode, which was several weeks ago, the fire performer couldn't light the fire. That's the delighted. That's what happened. Del?
Hi everyone, I'm Del. I will be playing Lieriel, your Elven Aasimar escape artist. Lots of E's and A's in there. And you know what? There's a little bit of panic, but I'm here to get this shit together. It'll be great. Plans are great. It's gonna be fine.
What panic? There was no panic last episode.
Oh no.
Exactly.
Small amount of panic.
Here's the thing.
A not insubstantial amount of panic.
Even if the show failed, we still put it on. We completed it. We didn't have to refund anyone. Good.
Yes, because the refund's the most important, isn't it?
I mean, it would be good to make more profit, but it's not bad to not have to give it back. So, yeah.
Lorian.
Hey, my name is Lorian Ross, and I will be playing Azzy, the kobold sorcerer, the elementalist water and air mage who dazzles with hydrokinetic displays of his sorcerer's power. And yeah, super excited. He absolutely killed it last session. Just absolutely stole the show with success after success, and let's keep that streak going.
Azzy, the star of the show. It's true.
I think the only player character that to succeed their act.
I think so.
Del, you did yours as success.
Yeah,
as well.
I did mine successfully.
But I went for the difficult second jack and critted.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And Del, yours is an assistant where the performer herself failed.
But to say that is there were only then 2 player characters.
I know.
So, you could also say that MLP was the only one who failed his.
Yep.
Wow, we can't bring that up anymore.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. Oh, yeah.
Yes, we can.
So, Emi, would you like to explain who your character was?
Yes. Hi, I'm Emi Rabbit, but you guys can call me Emi, and I'm playing Leafy, the Leshy Druid. I don't know what little tune I gotta go there.
Not yet.
I've got to come up with something there.
Leshy Druid.
Yeah, but that's Ava's tune. I don't know if I should do the same tune or
Leshy Druid. Something.
I don't know. Yeah. And yes, I wasn't here last time because of work things. I drew today's rune for today's session is Daggaz, which Daggaz, I really hope I pronounced them right. So hopefully this is good because this is for growth and transformation and all that sort of stuff, good stuff. So hopefully we have a good session.
Yay.
Hopefully good things come.
And Will, our carnival barker turned makeshift ringmaster.
Yes. Hey everybody, my name is Will. I play Jojyre Vanrik. The person. The person, that's all I am. The individual, the person who identifies as Jojyre Vanrik. That is who I am. And I am the so-called stand-in ringmaster. of today's, or rather of the Extinction Curse Circus, the Circus of the Broken Brain, something of the sort. Yes, I am
That's
the
also
person
a very
that
good one.
was
That is strong. That is strong.
By the end of this campaign, I just want a compilation of
So
all
many
the different
variations,
ways Will messes
yes.
up our name.
there. But yes, my name is Jojyre. My name is Will, and I play Jojyre Vanriek, and I hope everyone enjoys the episode today. I'm really excited for this show. A lot of it's going to be great. 2E is such a fantastic addition of D&D, of just role playing, of RPGs,
Of Pathfinder.
Tabletop
it is such-
RPG.
You know, I love how Pathfinder is so akin to D&D, and it's amazing.
There goes that Paizo. There goes that Paizo.
Oh boy.
No.
All
All right. All right.
Paizo are not a sponsor.
I love
Wizards of the
Pathfinder
Coast are not a sponsor.
2E.
No, that was a
Pathfinder
joke.
2E is fantastic. It's such a great system to play. It's my first time playing in a long-term campaign with this system, and I have like 3 windows up of just things I can do and other things like that, and it's gonna be really fun. I think everyone's characters seems amazing. I'm really excited to meet Leshy and Leafy the Leshy, and I hope that today is a good game because it's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, thanks for coming by.
Fantastic. So we'll do a wrap up of the first episode. As the circus was about to start, as everybody had taken their seats, it was a massive crowd. Your first real performance, as your breakaway for the Circus of the Broken Chain. The first real performance since breaking away from the Dusk-like circus. I keep on doing it wrong, don't I?
Celestial Menagerie.
Celestial Menagerie.
Run by Mistress Dusklight.
I do it every time. Thank
It's
you,
okay.
Neurocroc.
I hate her with a burning passion, so I
Mistress
have
Dusk,
remembered
not
everything
Neurocroc.
about it. Yes. I hate Mistress Dusklight.
Yes. Thank you, Neurocroc.
Oh,
MLP, you're now at 100, now at max 5.
Thank you, Neurocroc.
Okay,
I
so
would definitely need those in my dice rolls last week.
well, they didn't save you last time.
Oh, yeah, and we can't use hero points when we're putting on a show because that's cheating.
Yeah, failure should be a failure when putting on a show. So the lights were on. Sorry, the lights had gone out. Everybody had taken their seat, and the ringmaster was found dead in the backstage area. There was a bit of stress. Everyone didn't know what to do. The players were thrust into the limelight, organising the show from scratch. There was no organisation. There was no run order for the. Okay, so everyone's on max.
Just make sure these motherfuckers ain't got enough hero points. I want to get these guys up max, and I see you, Neurocroc, and I appreciate you.
we appreciate you,
that.
but you obviously have
you.
no faith in our rolling abilities.
It's
I'm gonna
to be
want
fair,
to
it's
roll.
faith and roll 20 more than anything.
We have all the power now. There's no reason
we
to
don't.
complain.
I think it might be a case of Neurocroc understands that the more second chances you have, the more risks you can take. And
Wait.
should take.
Wait. Does this mean that every time we use a hero point, is Neurocroc gonna give us a new one?
No,
No.
but it's a case of think of it as that. Think of it as like, if there's something that is risky that you want to try to do, which might work, might not work, but usually you would say no. Well, now you've got 5 second chances, so you can take those risks and be more entertaining. That's what
I
they're
can
about.
jump off a cliff anyway, and it won't hurt me.
It's unfortunate. I only use my hero points in the most dire of situations.
Just keep one maybe, but either way,
Yeah, as long as you have one, you're fine.
the show must go on. The show must go on. And last episode, the show did go on under a lot of stress. There seems to be things going on, like Eliza and her snake. Well, Eliza and Mr. Tickles, her anaconda, was sick, so they couldn't go on. The Featherfall 5, the high-flying act, the high-flying tightrope act, they had issues because their net seemed to be damaged or sabotaged. And there was snakes in the bleachers, there was drunks, there was lots of things going on, and the players had to deal with it. Pretty much, I threw everything at them, and they did fairly well under the stress. But now the show is over. The the local population of Abberton have left the big top. The performers are exhausted, both physically and emotionally. They don't know what to do. A lot of them are just distraught. A lot of them, instead of going towards the ringmaster's body, they instead are heading towards the communal fire in the camp out at the back of the big top. They're just distraught. They're not in the mood for celebrations after a successful first show, mostly successful first show. The mood is quite dour. The mood is quite sad. What are you going to do? You hear as well. Before we go into the what are you going to do? A crash from the wagons in the back of the camping area, as Leafy and Blueberry smash their way out of their wagon that they've been stuck in all this time, missing last week's show. As Leafy comes to the big top, everyone's exiting, but as the rest of you essentially looking over Myron, Thunder, the ringmaster's dead body. That's where you're coming in, Leafy. They're looking over the dead body of the ringmaster, just lying there on the ground, contorted in pain.
I seem to remember we were fighting that group, and Lieriel was seriously
I'm gonna
injured.
heal myself.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast heal, and I'm gonna do it with 2 actions. So I get 1d8 plus 8 hit points back.
That was
1 plus 8.
I didn't even see it, but I could tell by the laugh. That's okay. Here's the thing. I honestly don't have very high max hit points, so still puts me above half. Glad I did it for the 2 action, though.
Oh yeah.
Second episode, first level characters.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're all gathered around the body of Marion Thunder. Your ringmaster, your late ringmaster. Most of the others have departed and have left, and it's their mood is quite sour and the mood is quite low, even after I said a successful performance.
That was a successful performance.
Hey, nobody died.
Quotation
A
marks.
completed performance
Oh,
in
it's a
which we
completed
did not
performance.
have to refund anyone.
Yes, which is good. Well, ideally, Jake is going to do a medicine check to figure out what killed our lovely ringmaster. Would that be a secret roll? Or would I be doing
Is-
the open?
Oh, let's get the kids out of here. Come on, let's get the kids out of
Yes,
here. At least for a second. Come on, let's go.
Let's usher the Featherfall Five back.
Go. And I'm pushing.
they're
I'm
little.
pushing.
The others are all leaving by themselves. They don't
Okay.
need to be pushed. The mood is quite sour and quite low.
Does anyone know who found him?
Oh, I think
I
all of
mean,
the
I
audience
think-
found him actually.
Well, not the audience, all of us.
Performers.
Leafy's gonna come over and be like, "What happened?"
We have no idea.
There you are.
Literally,
And-
the show was just about to start, and we found him like this, and no idea.
This may be a case where someone literally died of stage fright. It may be a very new case of something like that. But I don't know.
This thing? Is
Something.
anything humans get? I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Oh, I get
don't-
massive stage fright.
I
Can it
don't
kill you
think.
though?
No.
Maybe.
Azzy, it can't kill you, and frankly, Myron wasn't the type to be frightful of an audience.
As you say that, you see the first, the new performer overheard exactly what was said about stage fright, and he goes white.
Ah, Axel, I told you to go. Get out of here.
I don't think that you can die.
Good job,
from
by the way.
stage fright.
Well, if anything, we need to find what killed him then, because if that thing is still here, or whatever killed him is still here, the problem would be if it killed one of us. And hopefully it kills me next, because I don't want to be doing this thing that for very long, at least.
Jake's initial examination of the body. You look at you're examining the body, you're looking at the mouth and the eyes and the fingernails, etc., as one does in TV medical examinations. Apparently, the determination that you have is that it looks like poison was the cause of death.
Can you tell if it was fast acting or when he must have taken it?
Another
I'm
question
trying to
ask
think
is,
of.
who saw him last when he was alive?
I think the bigger question is who poisoned him?
Well,
I mean,
obviously, yes, of course, but I mean, gotta take things a step at a time.
I mean, he was
Did
alive this
we-
morning. What do you mean?
Yeah, like when we were preparing for the show, was it that like we saw him going around and then like just suddenly like when we looked back he was dead? Or
Did he like drop in front of us, or
It wasn't in front of you. You were not there when it happened. You heard a scream, and then by the time you got there, there was a big crowd. You don't know who found him first, but and it was just there. And you do know that he spends his day leading up to performance, talking to all the performers, making sure everyone's got there, making sure everyone's ready, making sure everyone's prepped. If there's any nerves, he brings them up. Essentially goes over the safety stuff. Has arguments with Moradane. You're right there in some of those arguments today. So
Would
he's
we
all
be
over the cave.
able?
Everybody would have seen him.
Would we be able to tell if he was poisoned by ingesting the poison or if it was on like some kind of knife or some injury?
Well, as you start examining the body to try to see if there was any injuries or whatnot, there's one thing that catches your attention is that his legs, you can't they seem to be swollen, and you can't just pull up the pant legs of his pants because his legs seems to be swollen.
eggs swollen?
I can't pull him up.
here, and I'll take out a dagger. Can you cut it at least at the bottom? See if it's stuck or.
You start cutting the plant like the pants at the bottom, and it is like the legs have swollen to the size of the pant legs, and as you start cutting, you see like the redness of his legs, both legs in this case.
Okay, don't.
Ow.
I don't have
Dis-
gloves.
Disgusting.
Do I know of any poison that could do this?
This is where secret checks come in.
Yep.
So
Guidance.
How do I do that?
no, I do that. I take control of your
Okay.
sheet. I turn it to GM only. I click the skill, and the roll comes only to me and not to you.
Okay.
So that way you don't know if you succeeded or not. Would you like to re-roll that roll?
That's how he gets you to spend. Be careful.
No, I think I'll be fine.
Okay. As you're looking at the legs, you see that they are like, you see small bite marks. They look like maybe snakes, but like these are multiple bite marks.
Do you
And
think
snakes don't usually do things like that. Unnatural.
What was Mistress Stark's
There were the
like?
snakes.
That's gonna.
If it was snakes, then it could have been the snakes beneath the audience. Maybe?
No. They pretty much ran away as soon as we...
I know,
They-
but
They fight, they attack when they're threatened. They don't attack to attack.
If they're ordered to,
Ringmate.
maybe they will.
Ringmaster, yeah, if they're ordered to, maybe.
Did you manage to get any of these snakes?
No, unfortunately, there was
kind of
one
chased them off.
under the audience.
The
which we
bleachers.
managed to chase off. The bleachers, sorry. And we managed to chase them off with a little bit of fire.
You,
Didn't hurt them. Didn't hurt them.
you have the corpse of one, maybe, or not really?
No, we didn't. We didn't. I want to attack a snake.
You just shoot them off.
Like,
I don't know if it's just
my attack her
me,
as a snake, but that's beside
But
the point.
you're a little quiet, MLP.
Yeah, I was just
Um,
thinking the same thing.
Especially
that better?
over the music.
yeah,
better?
it was hard because before you were clipping, and so
I-
it's,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think part of it was just you were speaking very softly
Yeah.
too.
Okay, is that a little bit better now?
that
Yeah.
sounds a lot better. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
So no, we frightened the snake away. We didn't get a corpse, and Mistress Dustlike is a snake apparently.
well,
Evil
what?
sadistic snake.
No,
Uh,
I thought she was a cat.
It's figuratively.
Oh.
She is snake. She's a
Yeah,
snake,
sorry.
figuratively.
Yes, but
Figuratively.
unfortunately, these are very little injuries.
Poison is something that acts fast, so I mean,
Does Eliza have any poisonous snakes?
You think so?
Yeah.
It's part of the danger of her act. She has Mr. Tickles, but I don't know if you've been in here. Would you have been into her wagon before?
Probably not. No.
Would anyone have been into her
I
wagon
wouldn't
before?
have thought so.
I would have been, since I usually go around and talking to people.
never.
I talked to the rest of the circus.
So
pretty often.
yes, she's got a whole collection which are not part of her act. Whole collection of
mean-
snakes, and some of them they are poisonous.
She's got a lot, but
I mean, calling her
I
here
mean,
in the first
she
place
doesn't
would be
seem
good,
the
right?
type.
Could you identify what the snakes looked like?
Ooh.
I didn't see them. Because I was performing at the time. Would I have seen them beneath the bleachers?
That's certainly absolutely Jake, not you, because Jake was
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, what would I need to roll to record? any
I'm doing
information?
this one to give you
Yep.
again secret checks. There were just snakes in the darkness under the bleachers. You couldn't really see them.
Could you judge the size of them at least?
They were massive, from what I saw, from what little I saw. Granted, I was performing at the time, so I only had like a very quick, short view of them.
Hmm.
I mean, we could just call our snake expert.
That's kind of what I was
So
thinking.
I can go get her.
At the very least, she might be able to identify based on the injuries.
Lieriel, are you okay? You got pretty beat up by those thugs.
Yes, fortunately I'm able to heal myself up a little bit. I'll be fine. I'm frankly a lot more concerned about this.
Thugs? There were thugs?
Yeah, just belligerents in the audience. We felt
Literally everything you can imagine going wrong
Couple of
has
drunks.
gone wrong tonight.
Yeah, it was a rough one.
Wait, where were you? We were looking for you, but we just couldn't find you.
I was trapped in my caravan.
Trapped.
Oh,
It was locked. I couldn't get out.
What
This was. I don't know, but it feels like there was just too much that went wrong. You know?
Oh,
mean-
absolutely. Look, those snakes might have been a coincidence, but being locked in your trailer and the nets being slashed and this, and I point down at the body, these weren't incidental.
it is a crazy set of coincidences for sure.
But this is just a traveling circus. Who would want to? I mean, the only person I could really think of is
Let's
Dust
not go down
Guy,
that
but-
route. Let's not go down that route for now. Let's just try to figure out what happened to our dear and departed friend over here.
Yeah, I think.
Actually,
We should-
yeah, L'Oreal, you stay here.
Oh.
If your head is, you were knocked quite hard. I'll just go get them for myself. All right.
All right.
So Jojyre, you leave to the back of the big top, into the camping area. You know where Eliza's wagon is, and you head towards Eliza's wagon. What are the others doing inside? You just mentioned the nets being slashed, but like no one really investigated it fully because of all the pressures of going on.
I mean, I investigated them somewhat.
Feel a bit stressed at the time.
Look, all right, let's gather everything and make a list. All right, so
I would probably go over and have a quick look at the nets and just
did you bring them back
Ins-
over?
inspect the area.
The nets are big. It will take
Yeah.
a lot of people to move.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There are roustabouts you can call to do that if need be.
If they point me in the right direction, I'm gonna go look at the area where the snakes supposedly were.
Yeah.
It was underneath. It was
Yeah.
underneath the rightmost
Bleachers.
bleachers.
Yep.
Looking from the stage.
I mean, we're gonna have to
Yeah.
even determine if these were all done by the same person.
So I'll bring up the map.
What are the odds that more than one person at a time would want to come and sabotage? It is the first show. That's not.
Well, Mordain tends to be a little bit.
You think Mordain
So-
did this?
I don't think that she did this, and I gesture down to the body.
Right. Okay.
And I questioned her about the nets, and I'm quite sure that she didn't do that, but I'm also quite sure that she would.
It's possible she didn't have the time to do it.
She takes her sweet time with everything.
You should know. What happened during your act
so-
anyway?
So firstly, we'll deal with the investigation under the bleachers.
Okay.
What are you going to do underneath the bleachers? What are you investigating and how?
Well, first off, I'm going to, because I imagine not a lot of people move back here, so
No.
any tracks would be pretty well intact. I want to see if I can find some from the snake.
Okay, so survival, I'll do a secret roll for you.
Yep.
Would you like to re-roll that roll?
No.
Okay. So as you're looking through, do you have low light vision? I believe.
Yes. Yes.
I'll give you a little bit of a hint with the low light vision. You do, because you're low light vision, you're able to see a little bit more than you should, and you can just see just a slight area where there's been some snakes moving through the grass. But mostly because you catch a few dog fur hair, like dog hair, from where your pug friend Jake had moved through to shoot them.
Looking at the tracks themselves, can I tell how wide the snakes are? And can I tell how many snakes there were?
There was multiple snakes. There was about 3, and they were about that wide, the widest.
They all seem to be about the same.
They all seem to be about the same. Yes.
Hmm.
So you would know that there's several poisonous snakes that it could belong to. But again, snakes don't just keep on attacking. Back to the nets. Now we've got that foreboding happening. Who was investigating the nets?
I think I was the one who's going to go over the nets and have a look, so we'll go with mine.
Anyone else?
Is anyone else coming over to assist?
I'll go with Jake. Yeah, I'll go with Jake.
So you both go to the nets where the Featherfall 5 store their nets. It wasn't brought out fully because they said that it was slashed. So as you're going through, how are you investigating it? What are you doing to look at it?
I'm looking for like clear cuts, knife cuts, where it would have been instead of like wear and tear, on the like because fabric netting after a while gets wear and tear just from use, but instead of that, I'm looking for where it's maybe not worn and has just been cut with like a sharp knife or something.
And I'll be having a look around the area to see if the...
And I'm going to use guidance on myself to give myself a +1.
Okay. And Jakey is...
I'm having a look around to see if there's any knives or any weapons or anything out there. Like if it was cut with a knife and the saboteur left a knife behind, it could be a visible weapon.
Yep. So, as you don't find any clean cuts along the ropes. It looks like the ropes have been frayed more than anything. And Jake, you don't find any knife or any cutting implement that have been thrown away or discarded from the incident.
Okay. And another thing I could think about if I'm allowed to have a second bite of the cherry is, does it look like it's been, like something's been poured over onto it to weaken it, to make it...
The ropes are dry.
Okay, damn it.
That was too low. I couldn't hear that one.
I don't have a clue about this.
Doesn't look like it's been slashed.
No, nothing, no cuts. Just like wear and tear. Does it look? Looks more worn and torn than it would otherwise be, right? Like, does it look like it's been deliberately frayed?
Yeah.
Circus law. If you've got it.
I don't have
yes,
that.
I do.
Wait.
I have fishing. I have fishing.
Fishing.
Law.
I'll give you fishing.
Law.
Yeah.
Because fishing and nets, I'll give you that.
Can I assist with circus law?
You can do. I'll do one of each from you.
Thank you.
Okay. Guidance for 22. Oh, I'm sure.
No, this is me. Yeah, this is me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why
that was instinctual.
we declare our actions and land the roll, then we narrate after that.
Yeah. It's a whole thing. You get used to it.
With guidance too, after you use it once, the target is then temporarily immune for 1 hour.
Oh, 1 hour.
Yeah, so you don't get guidance for your second one. You both think that okay, it's not been aged. You're on the wrong path. It's been bitten. Lots and lots of bites.
By snakes. It's all snakes, Jake.
Why does
No, but
it
think
have
about
to
it.
be
Think about it.
snakes?
If you could train the snakes, or I don't know, even control them with like magic or something, you could say, all right, go and bite the ropes until they're really frayed, and then go and bite the ringleader until he's dead, and then go and frighten the audience or something like that. Like and then you can kind of like this, like people wouldn't know because it's snakes.
Yes, but who do we know that can control snakes?
Can Moraine control snakes?
No, she's a snake.
I know
That's beside the point.
No, Eliza. Sorry, Mordain. No, not Mordain. I got them confused. Eliza. Can Eliza control snakes?
Mordain is a bitch.
That was funny, but it was not intentional.
She
Would we
handles
know?
them.
Yeah. She handles them, but I don't think she left it like everyone else did. It wouldn't be in the best interest to do that to the circus.
There's no... Why would she? But
Well, either way, let's tell L'Oreal what we found.
yeah.
And
Yeah, sure thing.
out of Gamekeeper, do we remember what the skill set of Mistress Dustlike was?
Her skill set?
Yeah,
She
what
was
was her
more the manipulator. She
Okay,
didn't perform herself. She was the
Okay.
ringmaster and manipulator.
Okay, I was just
Don't
trying to
really
think,
know
did
what
she...
she
Okay.
would do, though.
Damn it.
She kept things quite secret.
Even if we were
Probably.
there for like 10 years, we wouldn't know.
She kept her secret, and her power was secret. But she was very good at manipulating people. And
Oh, I'm aware of that.
so you all come back to the big top. Eliza comes with you. And so all of you are back around. Unless Leafy needs to do something else in her investigations, Emi.
I don't really think
Huh?
there's anything else I can do.
Okay.
Once we meet up with each other, I hope we will tell the rest of the group what we found.
I mean, that's pretty consistent with what May showed me.
He's telling me the fucking snakes are biting the ropes.
The
The
I
ropes,
don't-
ringmaster.
It's just a guess. It's just a
I
guess,
mean-
but it would make sense.
I struggled. I think it would be very difficult for snakes.
Eliza
Don't they
says
mainly
snakes
just they
don't-
just have those two fangs? It's not
Yeah.
really equipped for tearing ropes.
Snakes. Eliza just says snakes don't bite things. They don't gnaw on things. I think you're thinking about rats. Rats gnaw on
Well-
No?
Eliza, if you don't mind, do you think you could take a look at? Because it looks like, well, some rather did bite Myron.
things. She can look at the body and she identifies them as maybe vipers.
Do we know
But-
Eliza to have any vipers?
Circus law or anything
She's
or
literally
social.
right here. Can we ask?
Can I-
Eliza,
can
do
I
you
ask
have
No,
her?
that if you wanted to recall,
Yeah, I would like to recall.
if you're suspicious on her, you can recall the knowledge.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily
or you can
suspicious,
ask.
but I don't want to insult her by
Yeah.
asking, so I'm going to try and
that's
remember.
why I'm like
Oh,
so-
yeah.
So
society
diplomacy
or society
or society is a thing.
or
Okay.
circus law.
Okay. Well, I wanted to take circus lore, but you told us that only one of us
Yeah.
was allowed to have it.
Okay,
So
well,
society.
Because this is your society. Oh. Wow. That's great.
I'll spend a hero point to reroll that because I've worked here so long. I've been in her fucking.
It's not the first
trailer.
ape that's been rolled today, and no one's willing to re-roll blind rolls. That's a bit better.
14.
Do you think she might? You recall she has maybe a viper, in her collection?
But just like not many.
No,
it would
like
just
a
be like
viper.
one or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has like unique snakes. She doesn't have like multiples of one.
Do you know?
And she
Very
does
good.
identify like when looking at Myron's body that yes, it looks like a viper, and none of my like if you're
How-
insinuating that it was my snakes, they're all accounted for right now. They're like
I would never Eliza.
From what I can tell,
Can
it
you-
was
can you-
multiples
can-
as well.
Can you
The same
account for the
snake.
fact that snakes controlled by someone could maybe open cages?
not snakes. The
Like they got the tails can
snails can't pick locks.
no, I wasn't thinking that, but they could like
But
grab
snakes.
keys or something. I don't know.
I-
They're not that.
Eliza keeps them well locked up. Azzy.
If I could train a snake to be an escape artist, that would be an amazing act. I don't think it's possible. They don't have the articulation in their joints.
And even if it was possible, I think that would be a too dangerous a thing to give to them. You can't.
I
Like if you were to train them like that, then maybe they could break out, and you wouldn't want that. That would be terrible.
They're not going to take over the world. They're not going to kill everybody
No, but
on
they
sight. They're
No, but
defensive
they can
animals.
bite people, and they can.
Yes,
you
when they're
know,
threatened.
Bite an audience member.
If they're threatened, usually yes, but not usually.
Well, I mean, I can.
I put a hand on
Sometimes
Eliza's
crowds could-
shoulder.
Crowds can be threatening. Crowds can be very threatening.
I'm agreeing
I
with
think-
Azzy here. I think snakes are very scary.
I think what Azzy means
I
to
don't think that's
suggest
scary,
is
but you just gotta understand that.
They have potential for chaos and destruction. Yes.
I think what Azzy means to suggest is someone may have been controlling their actions magically, as clearly this is not something they would do on their own, and Myron would. Well, I struggle to think that he would have provoked a large horde of snakes.
So some kind
Oh
of
God, a horde of
enchantment.
snakes. That's even worse than one snake.
Also, Eliza, how is Mr. Tickles?
Not great, but I think whatever it is going to take a few days to get over.
Well, so long as he's on the mend.
Yeah, as long as Mr. Tickles is fine. Let him know that we asked about him or her.
He is a
Mr.
snake.
Tickles.
Can't assume nowadays.
He's a snake. He doesn't understand that.
Eliza-
I think you don't understand animals as well as you think.
It's
No.
General
Eliza,
Nick
is there-
see how well I understand animals.
Any...
I think you've indicated
Please roll a
that you
one.
don't. I think we've
I
role played that
don't.
out.
Yeah.
I am trained in it.
Well,
Eliza, can you think of? Oh no. Can you think of anything else that has gone awry in the past few days, including today? That
not
anything
really.
that might have seemed small at the time.
The lead up to the circus was has been good. Everyone seems to be okay. I mean, the only thing that's maybe out of is that Bardolph got injured the other week, last week, and we've been caring for him. But other than that,
I mean,
Yeah.
What's the reason why Mr. Tickles is under the weather in the first place?
well, I don't know. That he just didn't seem himself, and he's very
Just today. That's it?
yeah, tonight leading up to the circus.
Food?
Yes, to the show. I haven't given
Something
anything different.
Hmm.
We're toying with the idea that what happened with Mr. Tickles and what happened here may be related.
Well, I don't know if I don't think Bardolph is related to it, but he has his foot injury from the other town. If you want to go check on him,
out of character. Who was Mr. Tickles again?
Mr. Tickles is her giant anaconda.
Oh,
That's part of her main act.
okay.
You weren't here, remember?
I
It's all
I
good.
just wanted to check.
yes.
Yeah. And Bardolph
just
is the
wanna-
circus's semi-retired dancing bear.
I just want to ensure that we don't miss anything possibly related.
I can't think of anything else that's been going on, but check around camp. Whoever did this might be still around.
It would.
You'll let us know if you see anyone suspicious, then.
Absolutely.
Also, before I forget, when was the last time you saw? Out of character, I keep forgetting the ringleader's
Myron.
name.
Myron.
Myron.
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw Myron alive?
I was speaking to him this afternoon. He was preparing for his act, and he was, he just needed to let off some steam. I've known him for a long time. Well, Moradane gets under his nerves, and she's been pressing
That
for the
makes
main
sense,
act
yeah.
as always, and she just got under his skin, and so he comes to me. He's been doing it for years, just to calm down, relax, and
So right after he talked to us.
well, he's been off throughout the camp. He does that all the time, but he just needed to.
I mean, maybe we can ask Mordain what they were talking about.
I would have been there, right?
Oh yeah, the normal thing. She wants the main act. She wants the main show. Everyone else is scum. They're talentless people. They shouldn't be presented above her. And the whole.
It's nothing terribly new, Azzy, and frankly, I would rather protect you all from the awful things she says sometimes.
Honestly, I kind of like look around over my shoulder to make sure she's not nearby, and just, why do we let her stay here?
Well,
like, you know, just gotta.
I understand what you're saying, but think about how tonight went. If we hadn't had every act that we did, we wouldn't have been able to put on a full show.
Yeah.
Trust me, I want her gone as much as you do.
I don't want her gone. I just want her to be not.
By gone,
terrible.
I mean not in the circus.
Well,
not
yeah, but also,
anything.
I don't know. I feel like she just needs someone to talk to. Clearly, there's a problem. There's something wrong. No one's born like that. No one's born as bitter as she is. Something else have happened.
I mean, Azzy, of course, you can always volunteer to go help her out, be her little talking buddy, you know?
Yeah,
help
you're
her
gonna
so
have
much.
to pay me more for that.
Then why are you trying to say she does a good job? I think someone at least deserves a job. She does
She
her job
is
well. It's fine.
Good at what she does, yeah.
It's fine.
It almost makes it worse, you know.
I mean,
Either
we're
way,
barely starting out.
I think it might be worth go talking to her anyway.
Right, alright, if that's...
Well,
Yeah, I suppose it is.
Eliza suggests either maybe going to Mywin's tent or to his wagon and seeing if you can find any clues there, or checking out Bardolph.
Didn't know we had a reindeer.
Bardolph.
Yes,
Rudolph
the red. Oh wait. I think we should probably see. I mean, we don't even know the reason why he died. It's some kind of snakes, obviously, but it's not mundane, so it's something magical, right?
Oh no, those normal poison there. Those snake
I
poison.
think,
Yeah.
but
Or
the
controlling a
snakes.
snake.
Yeah,
Possibly.
it's the behavior that's the weird thing.
Is that something you guys rather sorry? Is that something that the so-called druids can do, Leafy? Can they control snakes?
To a degree, there is the ability to control animals and
Enough
such.
enough to pick locks, enough to bite rope, enough to poison people.
I think that we've
don't-
gone over that.
I don't think they could pick locks or bite through ropes, but they could definitely. A druid could definitely convince a snake to poison people.
So 1 out of 3, so not 0%. So it's probably something. I mean,
Where was the rope kept? Maybe I could go see if there was any snake tracks nearby there.
You head over to the
I
rope
have
where
a-
you mean the netting.
Yeah,
Like
where
the
the
safety
netting
net,
was kept before the show. Just because I have a feeling it was probably another kind of animal that chewed through it.
You go to where the netting is and you start looking around with your training and there's no snake. What catches your eye is not snake tracks, or this is an area where it's mostly just dirt at the moment, and
Yeah.
it's not real well traveled because it's just storage at the back of the tent.
Yeah.
And there's lots of little, when I mean little, I mean very little prints on the ground. And you get the impression it might be rats with the biting and with the prints.
Yeah,
You think it might be rats.
I thought so. Whoever did do this then does have, is able to work with animals. Do I know of if they would be able to control the animals from a great distance or if they would need to be nearby. Because I know of like familiars, but this is a larger group of animals.
So where do you want to go? Where do you want to start?
I thought that was a question.
Just in general, like, do I know of like any spells or like druid-based abilities that would allow you to control a large group of animals, and if you would need to be nearby, like how close you would need to be to the animals?
That might be above your station. As in your level.
Yeah.
So it might be possible.
It's definitely some higher druid or higher nature-based magic.
Well, I mean, at least we know. I mean, it's nature-based. It's magic. It's that razzle-dazzle that people usually have. All right, well, all right. We have at least somewhat of a culprit in mind.
Just before you do head off.
I mean, I never knew her, but from what I've heard, she didn't seem to be the druidic type.
Oh, she hated animals. She despised them.
Ironic. She despised everything.
It's true.
The thing about this that I think we need to keep in mind is, if it was her, or even if it was someone else, that doesn't necessarily mean that they were directly the person who did this. They could have always hired someone, or, well, Dusklight in particular was a master of manipulation. She could have had someone do it for other reasons as well.
It's fair enough.
God, this is not what I am good at doing at all. Like,
oh, did you not realize when you signed up for the circus? We also part-time as a detective agency. Yes, we solve murder mysteries on the side.
I feel like you're pulling my leg.
Oh, I'm pulling a tail, really, if anything.
Yeah, but I want yes, but I'm trying to use expressions you might be familiar with.
Well,
you're absolutely correct, Azzy.
Wait, do you do detective work? Or is that just...
No.
You are pulling my tail.
Oh, yes. I've done detective work in the past, but not voluntarily. Like, again, this is happening one more time. Or rather, this is happening... It's a story long. But anyways, shall we go find...
I would like to point out there was a druid in the Celestial Menagerie.
Oh yeah, your progenitor? Is that the right word?
I don't really know. But
didn't they? Aren't they passed on? Aren't they not here no more or anymore?
Great Fortunato. So Fortunato.
Fortunato.
Fortunato. Yeah. But he was great. But what you know is that he was good friends with Mire and Thunder.
And he's also dead.
Yes.
Also big dead, yeah.
Oh, is the druid that summoned me dead?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He died a couple weeks ago.
That's well, actually a while back, but that's Bardolph's former owner. Yes. Former trainer, and Bardolph is now just the mascot. He hangs around.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm.
Before you head out, I just want to ask. I just want to point out. How much hit points is Jake on?
Jake. 16 apparently.
I've got 3 on your token, so that's not updated.
Oh, sorry, no, sorry, 3.
Okay.
I saw max 16, current 3.
Do you need healing?
Loyal's on 10. Just wanted to point that out before you head out.
Yeah, I will do a 2-action heal on.
Or you could just medical.
Or I'm not trained in that. I don't have a healer's kit. I'm not trained in that.
There will be a first aid kit somewhere in the back area in case.
I know, but
I'm-
I can't.
I'm
I
trained.
can't treat wounds. You have to
I'm
be
trained.
trained in medicine
Leafy.
to treat wounds. Yeah.
Leafy.
Got magic. Anything else?
So,
Sorry.
Oh,
I
am
Magic's limited.
I am trained.
what's
in-
the difference between you like is there what happens when you use medicine as opposed to
medicine,
it
you
is-
roll a medicine roll, DC of 15. If you pass, you heal. And it's a couple, like it's actually more than a spell.
And then if you get like
It-
5 above, like if you roll above a 20,
What happens
heal
if you fail?
or something like that.
If you fail, it just doesn't
so
work.
If you
If you
critical fail, you take a D8 damage. Success, you regain 2d8 hit points. Critical success, you regain 48 hit points.
what was the DC again?
15.
15.
15.
And also
I-
remember,
I have a question. Is it a secret roll?
No, it's open.
I mean,
Pathfinder also a critical success or failure is 10 above or below the DC,
Yeah.
respectively.
yeah,
Yes.
I can do some medicine checks.
So that's how it works. Oh, and later on, you can pick up risky surgery.
No.
No.
Who needs healing?
That'll be Jake.
Jake.
I'm alright, actually. I didn't get hit.
They seem pretty friendly to me. I mean, I almost talked them down with a couple of beers, but it's fine.
Didn't
The
you say there was
belligerents who
some-
knocked out Lieriel.
Medicine.
I mean,
Twice. Friendly.
So there was some medical
I mean,
kits at the back of the.
they're customers.
I'm gonna use my hero point.
Good timing.
Just gonna use one of those.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a pass. 2d8 healing.
Tries to treat wounds, promptly kills patient.
It was
Who's-
me. I'm the druid.
Does Leafy roll that
Where
or do I roll
were you
that?
Leafy
during the
rolls it.
performance?
Leafy rolls 2d8 healing.
2d8.
Yeah.
Locked in your caravan? A likely story.
It was me, Leafy, all along.
You also might want to investigate being locked in the caravan.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Look, we have a lot to investigate.
Yeah, so where do you want to
Speaking of
start?
which,
Shall we
just-
go?
can we confirm that we have everything? Because we have
Define
Myron,
everything.
the nets, everything that's gone wrong tonight.
Oh, I see.
Myron's death, the nets, the snakes under the bleachers, Mr. Tickles being, indisposed in
Sick.
some way, Leafy locked in, the drunken hecklers.
I think the drunken
Yeah.
hecklers were just their own thing. I'm not sure if there's someone.
I
You can't really
I'm not
force people to drink.
I am not discounting anything, particularly considering what they did to me.
The people.
So there was
there was also
the
the
hecklers
people
that I
heckling.
splashed and
Yeah.
scared
Yes.
off.
Betting
Well,
against
drunk
people's
ones that
injuries.
Hecklers
that
times
actually got
2.
violent.
Hecklers
Like
times
I
2.
would be, I wouldn't be. Maybe the ones
You
who
got
got violent, but the other ones just seemed like a bunch of.
A
And,
bunch of. What,
and I've
idiots?
also got Axel
Probably.
the Unproven.
Okay, so I'm also
Well,
gonna do a
As-
medicine
he
check on
didn't-
Azzy. Was it that you needed?
That wasn't
healing?
necessarily
I
something
know,
that went
I'm alright,
wrong.
I'm-
He's
I'm-
just
I'm-
around.
I didn't
He's
get
just
hit
around.
cool. I'm alright.
Who
I-
needed
I don't
healing?
think
I
that
think
his-
there was 2 people, right?
It was
I'm not
Lieriel.
at full, but I'm all right. I used a spell.
Okay.
So
I don't want to take too much time.
let's go. So,
Can I? One more thing. Can I investigate my oil flasks to see if they're swapped? Because my act didn't work.
Oh yeah.
no,
Oh.
that was you.
Damn it!
That was you failing.
Worth a try.
Tries to play off failure. No, you would have had disadvantage if it was a sabotage. You failed all on your own.
That was you failing all on your own.
Worth a try though. All right. Moving on. I would probably move on to our
think we
former
should-
Ringmaster's
I am
cabin and have a look
tense.
around.
The tent's
Busting
better.
for the loo, so I'll be right back.
No problem. I'll point, like, we've now got the map. I've got the map for you so you can see.
If we're on the, if we have our tokens on the thing,
Your tokens are on the
Oh,
thing.
yeah, it's all black to me.
it's all black
Yeah,
for
I
us.
can't.
Do we have
see
vision?
anything.
I will
I
have to
can't
turn on
see.
vision. You have sights. Oh, it's that vision. It's yeah. Give me a moment.
Good
It's a
old
new.
vision glitch.
Well, it's not the vision glitches. They're in between old legacy lighting and dynamic lighting. That's what's happening. So please don't drop your people onto there because they're already there. So vision there.
We have 5 of each of our characters
Well,
on the map.
I already had people's characters there, and they just
It's still black to me.
That's because yours hasn't done yet.
Oh, okay. Well, you said vision done. and
I
thought
saw.
you meant for
I
all of
see.
us.
Wait a minute, I'm
Oh,
not
I
human
can
in this
see.
game. I can see.
Yeah.
I can fly.
Well, maybe not that. So, off to the wagon's outside, like right next to you. So, over here, is we'll actually get the map cover as well. Over here is Bardolph's wagon, and next to it is would be Leafy's wagon. Over there, there's the campfire on the other side of the pond, and near that would be where Myron's wagon is. And Eliza's would be over here as well. On this group on the side here. So where would you like to investigate?
Let's go to Myron's wagon first, if anything. I mean, maybe the snake's still there. Maybe he was bitten on the way over here. Just a pathway that goes over to the circus tent is probably what we can look at.
Yes, I think that Myron's tent is probably the wisest move to make as well.
Okay. So go across the bridge. I'll move you to Myron's tent. Make it easy. As you're going over there, you notice that pretty much all the performers are around the campfire next to the pond, the communal campfire. The mood is dour. There's no music being played like most nights. It's just everyone's sullen. Everybody's just sad.
Is there anyone that we don't see?
It's hard to tell because we're talking about quite a number of performers, and then also the Rustabats as well.
I guess of looking specifically, and is Mordain there?
Mordain's not there.
Okay.
But she's
actually-
not a
I
people,
figured,
she's not a
but
people person anyway.
oh, I know. He's a terrible person.
I kind of, no, I hate to ask, but are we just gonna leave the body? What are we gonna do? We can't just leave him there.
I feel that I covered him with a blanket. It's good enough for now, at least. It's fine. The thing is that we have to ask his friend, the professor, what we should do. Did he have a will? Did he have something?
The professor's at the camp, and he says, I don't think, performers like that, we don't have wills. We have some possessions, but that's about it. He didn't own the circus. No one really owns the circus. We're just a group of performers.
But there has to be some kind of bank, right? Some inheritance that he has. Something.
What he's got is probably in his wagon, like all of us. That's all we keep.
We can do some burial rites in the morning.
I think a ceremony would be a good idea in the morning, though.
In the morning, at least after we're all settled down. Do you want to come with us, Professor? We are going to go through his stuff, and he was your friend.
I think my duties are to everybody else right now.
We understand completely. Please let us know if there's anything that we can do.
Just take care. The mood in the camp isn't very high. Everyone believes that whoever did this will be still out there somewhere.
Oh, we'll find them.
I don't disagree.
Can I find Axel in the crowd?
Axel's there. He's been taken in as after his first performance. He's been taken in as one of them, as a performer.
Perfect. Exactly to plan. Okay, can I walk over towards him?
He looks up from from his cloak and around the campfire, and drinking in hand. Not really happy, but he's
Yeah.
there.
I'm just gonna walk up behind him and just pat him on the back. Hey, buddy.
Oh,
Oh,
you're not
no,
going
don't-
to. You're not going to.
No. It was just a figure of speech, buddy. I wasn't trying. I wasn't gonna stab you in the throat if you failed or anything. No. The thing is, I just want to let you know you did a great job, and welcome to the circus.
Thank you. It's been a. It doesn't seem like a night for celebration though.
No, but I just wanted to congratulate you, person to person. You did a great job, right, buddy?
Thank you.
Perfect. Yes.
Just please don't stab me.
Oh no, I'm not gonna stab you. Why would I stab you in the chest if you do any wrong? I would never do that. Of course not. Just letting you know that we are counting on you for the future. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Of course. All right.
I
Get a
think-
good night's sleep. All right? Yeah. All right. Bye. And just walk away to the group.
But for those watching this interaction, you see those on either side of Axel, turn to him and just grinning this evil grin as he walks, like as Jojyre walks off, as if to reinforce the danger of failing.
Okay.
As a subtleness toward them.
Can you just see Jake and Laura just put their hands in their head going, oh, no.
You
As
guys
in
are far away from
as
what
in
I said. I'm
purely-
whispering to his ears.
As purely synced. We know what you will like. We just go,
I lean over to Jake. See, after what the professor said, I was thinking about reminding him that means, not to joke or threaten anyone, but probably should have done that before he walked over to Axel.
just a bit. But
Whoa. Oh, wow. Perfect. All right. Shall we go investigate?
Myron's personal wagon is parked quite near the pond, quite near the fire itself. It's this one here, so to speak. Colourful banners on each side of the wagon advertised the Circus of the Broken Chain. Large capital letters surrounded by images which you see on screen on the overlay of the acts that the circus presents. Moradin the magician, the dwarven throwers, as well as Jake the blazing fury. So they're surrounding the cannons in surrounding the caravan, wagon, in bright, colourful, just sparkles off the firelight. There's a small little step and door to the rear of the wagon.
can I quickly do a quick once around to see if there's any like bite holes, any way something could have got inside?
A bite holes or anything to get inside.
Apart from the door.
There doesn't seem to be any damage to the wagon or the door.
All right, well,
Is the door locked?
You go to the door and
I doubt it, but
it's locked.
it is. All right, I will pull out my thieves' tools.
Performance tools.
We might be able
No,
to
I
get.
have legitimate thieves' tools. I purchased legitimate thieves'
But
tools.
they're used in your performance, so they're performance tools.
Myron,
Oh no, those are Mordane's.
Okay.
She's got her own shit. I'm not letting her touch mine.
Emi,
Myron might have a key on him.
there was no key on his body.
I would rather
Yes.
not go back to. It seems invasive.
Just
Right.
open it.
As you start your lockpicking, open
Yeah.
checks. It's like it might be invasive.
Well, it feels
Right.
invasive to like search his body.
I mean, we already took his pants off.
Cut.
And that was
Cut,
pretty invasive.
like at the lower part of the leg.
No.
I mean, how else are you supposed
Cut.
to
At least that's where I
decipher
cut.
who murdered him? I mean, it's fine.
Anyway.
Just open it. Dead men tell no tales.
Sorry, I'm trying to find
Lockpick. Thievery. You hear a click.
No.
That's one.
Oh, it's one? Oh.
So, welcome to Pathfinder 2, where unlocking things with thieves' tools can be multiple checks.
He has fancy locks.
Not really.
Um,
It's quite often locks are multiple checks in Pathfinder 2. So it's not just one, it's actually usually one,
Okay.
maybe two. The most I've seen is 6.
do I need
I was gonna
a
say it's
third?
like a little click on one,
Yeah, it's exactly that.
2 is
Yes.
binding.
Exactly that.
Right.
You unlock the door. You hear that click and the latch opens. The door is still closed.
Sort of slip the tools back into my sleeve. And open the door.
You open the door. And you can see the light inside. A flickering of a ever-burning torch, which he has to light up his wagon. As you open the door, though, and this is where I get some fun.
Oh boy.
I was gonna say check for
Yeah.
oh.
Nope, too late.
No.
Too late. Okay. And then it's 1,
Oh boy.
2. We'll just do 2 for this one. As you open the door, what gets your attention is not just the light which is on, the ever-burning torch, but there's what looks to be 4 plants growing on the floor of his wagon. They're certainly out of place, but as you open the door, it seems that a couple of the plants their vines have grown on the inside of the door and attached themselves. So as you open the door, spores are released. Can I have a will save, please?
Sure.
Who? Just
Everyone?
We'll start with Dell. And then we'll move to who's also there. Who's right behind Dell?
I would have been.
Or it might have been me because I was talking with.
Yeah, I'll take that. Yep. We'll take.
So I
So
was
can I
all-
have Leafy have a will save, please?
Yes, I was all the way in the back.
Saving
Helpful,
throws. There it
as
is.
you usually are.
Will save.
get used to me being also all the way in the back for most things.
So as
But
the
see, you're in the
spores-
back
as the
because you're
spores
helpful.
start spraying out towards your direction, you get it, like you both get like a whiffle of it, and then like your eyes start just moving around a little bit, and then they come back to normal, and it's like, okay, well, that was a bit of a, you get that dizzy spell, but you seem to be okay.
Oh, jeez.
Leafy, are you familiar with this?
Can I see if I can tell what type of plant this is?
That'll be a nature.
Yeah.
We'll do it
Can I roll
open.
nature? Can I
Open.
do nature as well?
It should be a secret, but we'll do it open.
I'm gonna re-roll that because I
That's
have a
why we
plus
do them
6.
open every now and then.
Yeah. I'm gonna use one of my points to re-roll that.
All of you
Wow.
just breathing.
So you spent and still failed. Azzy, would you like to reroll?
No. I don't
No?
do that.
Okay, you're going to keep a 14.
Yeah.
It's, you don't really know what it is, but it looks like it's a hyper fast growing plant. You can actually see it growing, like
Yeah,
in the
Can
darkness.
you
Just-
guys also see it's growing? Like, right there in front of us, it's growing.
I mean, all of you just standing here breathing it in. I mean, it's obviously some kind
long
of
as-
poison.
As long as we don't disturb it, it shouldn't.
It just burst when you open the door.
Like,
Because
but
it was on the door. If we don't disturb it, it won't
They,
anymore.
they each seem to have pollen pods on them.
can I?
Which, you're correct. If you don't disturb the pollen pods, then you think you might be correct. Like you could be safe.
If everyone steps back, I can just have a gust of wind and like disturb them, have them all go boof, and then I can like send the pollen away with wind.
Can you make it so
Maybe-
that it goes away from us, or is it this?
I could maybe.
Do you have enough control for that?
Here is where my 5e brain is meeting the Pathfinder 2 rules. Prestidigitation is what I'm thinking here.
Mhm.
And it says simple magical effects. Lift is what I'm thinking, to kind of like use a gust of wind or something.
Like, is
Or-
that the one
or-
that lets you lift it up off the ground?
No,
Hang on.
No, I don't think I can. Never mind.
I can use a spell that will allow one of us to walk in the van without having to worry about breathing in the spores.
I mean, I could also use a spell to like make a proper gust of wind, but
Yeah.
that would be me tapped for the day.
No, I think I like Leshy's idea a lot. Can we?
I have a spell called Air Bubble.
I have that too, actually.
And how are you going to use air bubble?
Air Bubble,
Ah.
a bubble of pure air appears around the target's head, allowing it to breathe normally. The effect ends as soon as the target returns to an environment where it can breathe normally.
But you can breathe normally.
Yeah.
That would be for underwater, where there's no air.
Mm-hmm.
So the effect would start and then just drop, because they're breathing normally.
The bubble would just instantly pop.
I have blunt snout, so saving throw against inhaled threats.
This is an inhaled threat.
I mean, don't plants usually do they burst out every once in a while, or is this?
We're already right here. Do the plants seem to go further into the caravan?
There's 4 of them that are in the caravan.
Okay. How are
They
they
take up a lot of
centered
space.
around
You would
the
have to
door?
be
Okay.
careful to move around them.
Jake walks in, closes the door.
I mean that
I
no.
take-
I am right in front of the door.
Done.
I open the
Done.
door.
Can I go walk to a different like place?
Jake
You
with
walks
some
in
can't
and
bags?
just
closes the
push
door.
me. But you can't just push me out of the way. Like, how wide is this door?
It's between your legs.
Small creature.
Yeah. Is he that tall?
Small creature.
Yeah, small creature. I can just go. Pop.
And close the door. Okay.
Door.
Can I have
You know what?
saving
Whatever.
throws?
Yeah, would you like
Oh,
them
wait.
open or?
I've got to do something first.
Why? Why aren't we?
Okay.
Mm,
One saving throw. Will, please.
Okay. Now I get that one degree higher than that.
Yep.
With
Again, like your eyes start to like as you start breathing in, it's like your eyes start to move about and then and come back to focus. The inside of the caravan, it looks like, well, there's this scattering of dirt on the floor. Looks like it's been thrown in to help seed the plants. And you can see the plants just like they're growing in front of your eyes. Not like super quick, but it's plants and they're growing in front of your eyes, which is super quick in itself. Are you going to search the caravan? The wagon?
yes, I will. I'm going to search and try to figure out A, how the dirt got in, and B, just see if there's anything else in there that might be useful or a way to actually figure out who murdered our wonderful ringmaster. Also,
Okay.
this sounds
well,
like premeditated. So, if the snakes/rats didn't kill him, this would have when he got back to the caravan.
Well, firstly, obviously, the dirt's been thrown in there.
Yeah.
Maybe as I said, to help seed the plants, to get them started. As you're searching the wagon, Myron's wagon is filled with many of his personal belongings gathered from his travels. There's no indication that Myron was expecting any kind of violence in the caravan or in the wagon. As you're going through, among his treasure possessions is a crystal vial with a almost a glowing liquid inside. The torch, which hangs prominently in a position above everything in the wagon, and you see on the torch it has inscription, see what you can, or see what you want to see, inscribed along the torch. Marked with gold. Sorry. There's also a bearskin hat with a gold leaf and a cape once worn by the great Fortunato. But other than that, there's no evidence of foul play. No evidence of strangeness apart from, well, maybe the plants. Can I get a will save, please?
Yes. Again, 1 degree higher than that. So that will be a success.
Okay.
Hopefully.
We won't tell you yet. What else? What are you doing? These are the things in the wagon. Are you going to take anything, or are you going to leave it all there, or?
I would, if I've got enough time, I would go around and grab everything that might be useful. Like I'll probably grab the vial, and the cape.
Yep.
Actually, I'll grab everything out of there because they're mementos of the old man.
Okay, so crystal vial. It's obvious what it is. It's a ever-burning torch.
Yep.
They're kind of distinctive. Let's see what else we've got here. Bearskin hat with leaf. And the cape.
Yep.
I'll just take the worth X amount of money. No, I'll take those off there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, and I would take them out.
Oh, can I get
As soon
another
as he
saving throw,
comes
please?
out.
As you're gathering.
Yeah.
And one more as you're leaving. You're lucky you got that because you failed one of those and actually failed 2 of those and it would have been bad.
Hey. Fair
As
enough.
he's covered in spores. And even his nose is covered in spores. But it just doesn't seem to be affecting him.
Jeez.
Stand back, everyone.
Oh,
I
yep,
will-
stand back.
Press the digitation to try and clean him of all that.
Yeah. You cast your spell.
Just a
and
gust of wind kind of like ruffles up your clothes and just scatters them back.
And
into
what
the-
you see is the whole pug putting their head out the door of a car and you see.
and he's got
Yeah,
gathered
the-
stuff in his arms, including a torch, which is like against his skin, but not doing anything, burning or anything like that.
I go and I smack him upside the head.
With how much force? I need to roll damage.
It's up to you. You can just smack. I don't mind that. You don't need to.
It's enough to like hurt but not do damage.
Fair enough. It's like, ow. Points to nose going, it was seeded.
So
Someone threw dirt in there to start the seed, so it could have been a backup plan
Okay.
if Ring
I mean,
Myron wasn't killed by either rats or snakes or
I think
termites. So my
it might have been a plan to hide evidence.
yeah,
there's a lot of evidence in that wagon. I'll just tell you that.
that's kind of why, I thought that maybe we could all go in, look around a little bit.
motions to the door saying, "Go ahead." I got everything I think I would be useful.
I'm good. I'm gonna stay outside.
Not really, begging for a death wish here. But good job. Fantastic. Good work.
I think it might be smart to find a way to remove the plant before it completely.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably. If this is growing as quick as it seems to be growing, I don't know how long it would take until like does it ever stop? Is this gonna cover up the entire carriage,
I don't know.
or even further?
Let's.
Do we?
How about we take the wagon to the back, to where we put all the other things.
I'm gonna take a moment to check underneath the wagon to see if there's any roots or anything coming through the bottom.
There's no roots coming through the bottom.
Okay.
Look, you grabbed what you thought was interesting, but did you do like a deep examination?
What's wrong,
That
Mum?
might be have to wait until the plants are gone.
The vines, from what I could see, how
You do
all
notice that there's. You do notice, as you're checking under the bottom, that there is what seem to be rat footprints under the wagon.
that would make sense. Rats could possibly carry seeds. Is there any way that they could have gotten in?
No, there's no holes.
My concern is the best way to get rid of these plants would be burning them. I mean, isn't that the best way to get rid of all plants?
Yes,
They're
but
not
that
gonna set the carriage on fire.
Wagon.
Exactly.
Why would you want to set the carriage on fire?
I think the best
Well,
we
if
can
we
do.
get everything of importance out first.
But we might miss something. I think you.
That's
mean,
why I asked if he did a
let's-
good look around.
Looking at the plants themselves, what causes the pollen? Are there like capsules?
Pods.
There are pods.
There are pods on them, which
Okay.
you could remove with a delicate knife.
That was what I wanted.
Yes.
I want to move this wagon out of here. At least if we're going to do the burning situation, I would rather burn them out of sight or burn them as part of the ceremony.
I think
tomorrow.
maybe getting rid of the pods as well. We might need to move it to a place where they can't do damage.
Yes.
Those
Moving the
right
wagon
into
would
the camp,
require
That's gonna.
getting the bullocks and getting everybody. Like, it would take effort. Because these are wagons which aren't hooked up. You need to go to the corrals to get the animals, to then march them through the camp,
They're heavy.
hook them up. Yeah, these are not just a wagon. Like, these are not just like a caravan, but an actual wagon built of wood, which are meant for living in. So they're a lot heavier.
It's like a trailer. Okay.
An RV.
I still think that we should move them out, at least from the middle of the camp, because this spreading would not be a good thing.
We could just
So-
tell people to stay away for the time being.
It's right next to
For the time
campfire.
being. Yes.
I think maybe getting people to move out of the way.
You could probably. I mean, it would take effort to push it, but it'd also probably take a lot of people, and that might disturb the plants.
And
I
then
think
we'll
we don't
drive
have a lot of
nearby.
time. Maybe let's ask everyone to move away from the campfire while we just quickly at least get it to a point where it's not going to grow anymore.
You
The vines,
Mhm.
how thick are they?
They're not thick. It's more of a case of whatever they are, and you couldn't
They
figure out what
they
they are.
seem
They,
to-
they
they-
grow quickly.
they
They will
grow
get to
quickly.
a size. They won't grow
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
It's just the main danger seems to be the pollen.
So they're actually not that difficult to cut through?
It's not cutting through. It's like if you disturb them, the pollen is released.
Yeah, no, I'm currently.
So if you disturb any part of the plant, it will automatically release the pollen.
Mm-hmm. As I said, you could probably remove the pollen pod with a careful, sharp knife.
You'd
And
have to
some
do it
skill.
quickly.
How many
Before-
pollen pods can I see,
There's 4.
at least?
4.
Hmm.
I think that's probably our best bet. If we remove the pollen pods, then we can get rid of the rest of the plants, take them elsewhere and burn them. And then
What-
we won't have to worry about it. I think if we leave this overnight, it's just gonna grow more. It's gonna be worse. It's gonna be harder to deal with.
It's we're gonna have to take these out now.
And
Yeah.
yes.
If I wanted to actually go back in there and not disturb it, what would it be? What would I actually need to have for that to make it useful?
to go in there without disturbing, to be careful.
Yes.
Um,
Stealth or acrobatics or
well, you don't really know. You weren't that careful before, so you weren't really paying attention. So I'm not going to tell you in advance.
Another reason why I wanted to go in. Oh
Um,
no. Okay.
Well, who thinks that they could remove the?
I mean, I probably could go in and try to remove some of them. I mean, he's not. Our friend here is not dead, so I mean, should be fine. If anything.
I've got some measure of confidence in my abilities as well.
Oh, Lyra was volunteering. All right, yeah, she can go. That's fine.
There are 4 pods. It would be probably be best
Faster if we did
yeah.
2 each. If you're volunteering, Jojyre.
Sure. Yeah.
You sound so enthusiastic.
Oh, well, I should be off the little clock already. I should be laying down in my caravan, you know.
Do I know that if we burn the pods, if they like, what
You
would
didn't
happen?
get that check good enough. That's why I can't give you much information.
I think we got to be careful when we burn the pods. We got to set them
Or
somewhere.
we could just chuck them in the water, in the river.
No, people are gonna drink these things. If they're deadly,
yes.
it's deadly.
Oh, no, okay, yeah, no, that
Gonna
was... Yeah, no,
pollute.
good point. Good point.
Aren't you a water?
You
Aren't
have
you
a-
some
you
kind of
have
water? Aren't you
somewhere-
some kind of water
somewhere
kobold?
downstream, there'll be
I
like
know,
this
but I'm
whole
used to the
stretch.
sea. I'm used to people
I-
don't drink the sea. It's salt water.
It's fair enough, but you don't really throw poison into the sea, do you?
But I mean, think somewhere downstream there might be a town. Even if it doesn't pollute the water, then someone might go, "Huh? What's this?"
I'm gonna go
I
walk.
would rather not
Sorry,
spread
okay.
this
Well,
plant
we'll throw it in the
everywhere.
water then. All right, we'll burn it. We'll burn it. But that's gonna send it into the
We'll
air as well.
we'll
so
burn the rest, but once you go to the pods, there should be less the thing, and you
Actually,
could
is
blow it over.
is there a bag of some kind? Does someone have like a
Yes.
sack?
I'm gonna
that
go
we could-
grab some sacks from one of the other wagons if possible.
That'd be easy.
Yeah. Here's a few. We could just put them in the bags for now and deal with them later.
Let's be careful going in, careful removing them.
I am going to cast guidance on both of you. Wait, is it sustained? I don't think it's sustained.
I don't know, but if it is, I can take
Just
care of
click on it.
myself.
If you click on it, it actually should say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One action.
Until the
Oh.
start of your next turn. I can get myself though. So
Either
if
way.
you can get
So who's
I will
going
say.
in?
I will say. Okay, I will say. All right, Jojyre, I'm gonna give you some help, but you need to be quick. You need to get right in there and start cutting.
Oh, of course I'll get in there quick. Don't you know my middle
You
name?
have 6 seconds. Go.
Oh, right.
but also careful.
Mhm.
All right, I'm gonna.
Yeah, go
Also, it's
fast.
30 feet, so I could stand right back and do this from a distance.
Yeah, everyone gets back. Then we
Jack,
go.
Jack will probably go in as well.
No, you stay
Here's the
out.
bag. You can hold the
No!
bag then.
You held the
Why?
bag outside the door.
All right.
Okay,
You're not
so you
like
go in.
folks.
You're just putting yourself in more danger.
Yes.
Put just like one of the bags over my nose and just walk in.
So you're at the back and Jojyre goes in.
I'm
Something like that?
going in with him as well,
Okay. Fantastic.
carefully.
Carefully.
Which caravan is it?
It is this
one.
one you're around. Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna be like
Yeah.
back here.
It's not to scale, so it's yeah. So as you both go in, this is great.
Can I just hold my breath?
19.
There are rules for that. I believe it would be like the drowning rules.
Okay, so as you both go in and you're being careful, the
You
pollen,
can hold your breath for a number of
shoots
rounds
out.
equal to 5 plus your con mod.
a spray of pollen, of acidic pollen, shoots out and hits you both.
Acidic pollen. That's new.
Yeah, that's new.
Okay.
This is as you're starting to move in. It actually shoots
Oh.
out offensively.
Fence.
They have attack rolls as well.
It
Mm.
I've
knows
just been
our
doing
ill
the will saves
intent.
before. So I've just been doing will saves before, not the attack rolls. So, Jojyre, you take 1 point of damage.
No, my eyes.
L'Oreal,
Right.
you take 2 points of damage. Can I have a will save on both, please?
Oh my god.
Want to.
Guidance also can apply to saving throws.
Yep.
Wait,
Take the guidance.
Would you like to re-roll?
I'm gonna have to
Uh,
re-roll that actually.
I'll re-roll mine too. That's really low.
Are you
for me.
sure?
Yeah. I got a 28.
It's good enough for me. And then if I
Okay.
can have guidance on this, that'd be fine.
it's just a
So
+1.
16 is a
Mhm.
failure.
Perfect.
Does
And-
guidance apply to saves?
Yeah,
Does.
Can do.
applies to bits and pieces. So, L'Oreal, you get that dizziness which I explained before, but for a little bit of dizziness for you, and your perception goes a little bit weird, but it's more of a case of Jojyre. Whoa, you are confused. You have a -2 status penalty to all perception checks and saves, and a mental effects, and saves against mental effects.
Confused. That's on the condition sheet
That's on your
that I
condition sheet.
made.
On the
Yeah.
cheat sheet.
Also on page 618. Player's
Good
handbook.
God.
Or you can just
fucking
type into compendium confused.
Yeah.
But either way,
Flat-footed.
now let's
Oh,
do our
no.
trap roll. You're both doing disarm traps. Thievery, please, or nature. Which one?
Thievery.
These are open.
You know, something tells me that
Thievery.
I will be better at thievery.
Thievery.
That's still bad.
Would you like to spend another point? We're getting through them quickly.
15.
But that will be under -2 because you're confused.
Uh-huh.
Oh, if it's -2?
Yeah,
With
that's-
confusion? Wait, I thought it was only for perception checks and saves.
No, because it's that you're flat-footed.
Oh, it says I'm flat-footed for confused. Oh.
I hate to say this, but with the confused condition, you use all your attacks to strike or cast defensive cantrips.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Good thing I know no cantrips.
Yeah. Either way, you are you going to either one of you want to spend again?
It's a 13 because I'm flat-footed, right? I
Either
think I would
one.
have to. Yeah.
Roll again. We'll spend another one. I
How
knew we were
many
going to
do
get
I
through this.
have?
I think I'm gonna have to.
Down to
All
3.
right. Well, that's unfortunate.
Take the
Oh
worst.
my
Yeah.
god.
Oh my!
This character's not good at
around
rolling,
me are
by the way.
familiar faces.
Yes or no?
No, I'm just gonna keep trying.
Fantastic. So you don't critically fail. So you don't set off the traps, but you don't do what you need to do, which is why disarming traps in Pathfinder 2 is an open roll, because you know if you fail, and you know if you succeed. It's only in critical fail that you know you've critical failed. So everything is quite obvious. So they're an open roll. In this case, you don't critically fail, you don't succeed, you just fail. Nothing is triggered though. That's one round. Second round,
Gonna try again.
your guidances have gone.
Well, I can.
Your initial ones, unless you're casting
Oh,
again.
right.
Either way, second round. Let's get to this.
It's only an action to cast.
Yeah.
Guidance, you only use it once per
I
hour,
didn't-
though, right?
Yeah. It's only
You're immune. So you can't do it again.
All
I
guidance
didn't.
or just my guidance?
I would say all makes it
I think
more
it's
fair.
all. I think you're immune to the
Yeah.
spell.
so. Second round,
I forgot
Thievery.
to cast it, but I would have anyway. So, Jesus,
you failed anyway.
fuck. I'm gonna re-roll the 9.
Gonna re-roll the 9. Okay. We're getting through
because
these.
I should be better. That's a Come on.
Change the color of your
There we go.
token.
That's
Roll
better.
20.
There we go.
Change your dice.
Doesn't matter.
There
You
we
can't
go.
change dice.
20. Well,
and they're
it's yellow
color-coded.
though.
Wait,
My
yeah, no,
color.
our
Change
dice
the
colors
color.
need to match our.
What, do you want me to
thing.
change it to a different yellow? I like this yellow.
MLP.
MLP.
You're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, purple. So you cut one of the pods, and Jojyre doesn't. It doesn't critically fail.
All right.
So it's one down.
Put it in the sack.
And a spray of acidic pollen shoots out and misses. So, third round. So Jojyre's failed.
I don't. Something's
Both
wrong.
failed.
Okay, I'm gonna hop out and hop back into the roll 20. That's
Well-
my version of changing dice.
As you're doing that,
Are we trying to? Okay, so I have a question. Are we trying to like gingerly just take them off?
Mm-hmm.
well, it is a disable. If you just cut
Can I
them,
just- can I
you
just- can I
automatically
just-
set off the trap.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take out my sword and just cut it off.
Awesome. As you're thinking that, you automatically take 8 points of damage.
8.
Wait,
Also,
what?
D8 points of damage. So that's
D8.
a 6 points of damage. I rolled really low for the first rolls, by the way.
Wait, okay.
As
who
acid
is that
spray
on?
shoots off at Jojyre, and another one misses Lieriel.
Is it making
Lieriel.
attack rolls against my
Yes.
AC? Or
Yes.
it is? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Can we tell where the acid is coming
The
from?
pollen pods.
Oh,
You can shoot it
that's
20 feet.
fascinating.
You can shoot 20
If it's
feet.
if it's doing an attack roll, can I use my nimble dodge out of the way? Plus 2 circumstance bonus to my AC.
Still hits.
Still hits? Okay.
Yes. So 24 was the attack.
Okay.
So you take 6 points of damage, and the will save, please. Remember, you've got penalties to your will saves. So mental,
Do we both need to make them, or
No.
just will?
just will.
Okay.
That's a fail.
Mm-hmm. Does it
Is it a
stack?
critical fail? That's a critical fail.
Okay.
So your penalty is now -4,
Okay.
not -2. It's now -4.
I kind of turn to Jake and Leafy. Should we tell them? Should we get them out? That doesn't seem.
And now you can do your, if you want to just attack.
I think
I
maybe
just-
they need
just-
a break.
I take out my short sword and say, "I shall slay you, beast, today!" And I chop it down. I'm
I'm going to continue trying to do this carefully,
I'm looking at the
like a
rules
sane
confused.
person.
Every time they get damaged, they get a DC 11 flat check to recover from confusion. So he's been damaged a few times. So would he get that
This
DC
is
11
only,
check?
he's only been damaged a second time, which gave him a critical failure on confusion.
Okay.
Because it's against the same poison which he failed, the poison roll, to get worse. But anyway, you attack the plant. You start chopping into the plant.
Just hacking it off, yeah.
I mean, you start hacking and hacking. I will do, like Aloria was running out of the caravan, was it? Yes?
No,
What are
I'm
you doing?
still just
You're going
doing.
to hack or you're
I'm-
going to be polite?
No, I'm trying to be like good at this.
Trying to be good at this.
Yeah.
Okay, you've
I'm-
got one down. You've got hacking going on. You're there with your careful cutting. Do your careful
I'm
cutting.
sticking with thievery.
Jojyre, do your 3 attacks.
Yeah. I mean, the
It's
first
mainly damage.
With the first action, can I cover it with the bag first? Because how big are these pods?
Okay.
Yeah, can I just cover it with a bag and start chopping it off?
There's still 2 other pods which aren't covered.
That's fair enough. I'm just trying to cover the one that I'm attacking. Just
Okay.
chopping. Yeah.
Okay.
Just chop, chop,
So,
chop.
One
Chop,
action
chop.
cover bag and one
Mhm.
action chop. So
I
2
don't
actions
have-
chop. Can I get damage
yeah.
rolls, please?
Yes.
Things
Not
have-
attack rolls?
No, you can hit. It's the damage.
I believe it's this one. Whoops, that's
No,
an attack
the
roll.
attack. It's the other one.
Oh, damage. Here it is. Dink, dink. Yeah, that should be correct. Yep, it's 4 and 6.
Okay, so you cut one of them off.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 that are done. And L'Oreal, did you fail your thievery?
I didn't make it. Yeah.
You passed, so that's
23.
3 off. No attacks this round. There's one left.
I walked to the other one. It was my job to do it. I cover it with a bag and I just chop it off. I am done with
2
finesse.
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, enough. 10. Cut it off.
Just rip it off. Just throw the bag into the bag and then put it in another bag. It's like,
Are you okay, Jojyre?
oh, I'm fine. I'm perfect. My eyes sting like hell, though. Let's get out of here. I just burst open the door. The light. Here, take these. And I just pass them off to Leshy. Our little Leshy
Who's
friend.
there?
Of course, Emi's not here. Perfect timing.
I'll take 'em.
Someone just take them from me, please.
Maybe Jake should take them because he knows.
Whatever. I just throw them to somebody and I go to the river and start washing out my eyes.
Don't give them to me.
They will go bed down the river like
Yeah, watch the water, the river.
Yes.
He panicked a little bit, and I'll hand my bag over to
I thought
Jake.
I thought I heard some bit of a commotion. Yeah.
Oh, a lot of pain. It hurts. It burns. It's worse than that. Peppers in my eyes.
He'll be fine.
I'm dying. I think this is how Myron felt. Jeez.
And you were afraid to go on stage. Look at this performance.
It really hurts. I'm not lying.
I believe you. But you know.
Actually, I would like to try and tell whether or not Jojyre is putting on a little bit of extra show, if at all possible.
Sorry about that.
Well, you don't know. There's no. There's no competing roles. That would be one person rolling against the other person. So Jojyre rolled performance. Okay. That'll be versus your probably wisdom or will. So your will plus 10.
Probably
would be your save.
My will plus.
It'll probably be your perception
or my
plus 10.
Perception DC.
Perception,
yeah, that would
please.
be 17. So.
17, yeah. So you don't know if he's putting on a performance or not. You think it's real.
I've done so much work today. Oh no, I deserve overtime pay. My eyes.
Unfortunately, that's not really a thing we have here. Okay, and I'll go over and grab a cloth or something.
I will
dip it in the river.
What's the spell? I will cast Stabilize on Jojyre.
Stabilize.
He's not dying, but you
Right.
cast it. Because he's making it as if he is dying.
I'm here. I'll get it out of your eyes, and I'll start
please.
dabbing at his face with a wet cloth.
Gently, gently, please.
The pods can be disposed of, and the plant can be cut and killed. Now doesn't have offensive or defensive mechanisms. And then yes, they were offensive. I was doing attacks. So the inside of the wagon, once it's all cleaned up, again, there's no real signs of a struggle. Everything seems to be left here. There's nothing stolen. The strange thing was it was locked though, and there was no key on Myron's body.
So that's weird. Why would it be?
You mentioned there was dirt in the bottom to help with the seeds.
Yep.
Can I see if there's rat footprints in the dirt?
No.
Actually, I might be able to answer why. I actually have a spell that might be what happened here. You can cast it on anything, not just doors with locks or anything. You can lock anything with it. I use it to practice sometimes with my thieves' tools. But there's a spell that can basically create a lock.
But why would they lock it? Okay, I think we people are thinking that the plants were put here, right? That those weren't natural plants.
No.
I don't think he's keeping a weird, deadly garden in his sleeping quarters.
Maybe
So-
he was trying to, diversify the axe, something like that of the sort.
I don't know what that means.
There was some what looks like either mouse or rat footprints underneath the caravan.
Perhaps.
Why would they lock it then? Why would it be
Perhaps
locked?
to make sure that not just anyone would go in. You know, if another member of the crew went up and saw it was locked, then they'd be deterred from just, going on in. But Myron would have probably tried to unlock it himself, or probably would have had someone else come and help before then he would go into his own carriage.
Wagon.
Carriage.
Same difference.
They're synonyms.
Well, I mean, I suppose we should have a look around. It's just...
Aren't we supposed to go look at the bear or something? Something about the bear.
Well, we spent all this time. You spent all that time trying to clear the plant so we can have a look around inside, and now we're just going to go. Let's have a look around inside.
The looking inside gave you the information I just gave you, which is there's no evidence of anything.
Yeah.
There's no rolls needed. There's no evidence of foul play.
Can we look for other
waste
things?
Time.
However, I would like to specifically look for if he kept a journal or anything of that nature. I don't know. And
you do say that you do see the show order. You find that
Yeah.
when going through, and he did have a show order.
Ooh,
it did
what
have
was it?
Axel performing tonight, and Moradane was not going to perform tonight.
Ooh.
Like, not
I
at
like
all.
this show order
Not at
so
all.
much better. Oh.
So she wasn't even going to be doing a show
I wonder.
as penalty, maybe.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone was, because whoever put these plants here must, because rats couldn't have carried all this dirt.
It wasn't much. I'm saying like a handful of dirt just scattered onto the floor. Not much.
Yeah, just not like
been-
putting it's like what you would normally drop. It's like,
Could have been a lot of rats.
We would have noticed a lot of rats, and I don't see a way that they could get in. Is there any
was
openings at
no-
all apart from?
There was no. It's been investigated twice. You looked at it, and Lieriel looked at it as well before even opening the door.
So
Jake looked at it, not me.
Okay, Jake looked. at it.
either the rats got in when Myron opened the door, but then they would have had to come out at
No.
some point.
Well, here's the thing. I
Sorry.
don't think that this wasn't locked before the dirt was spread here. This wasn't locked before the plants were spread here, I don't think. So it would have been very
So-
easy to come in and drop them in. And
Yeah, so we're looking at possibly a person or at least someone interacting with the door. Maybe we could ask around, see if anyone saw anything.
Fair enough.
No one has seen anything. Everyone's been busy doing stuff, preparing their own stuff for the performance.
So someone
I'm
could have
gonna-
just walked into camp and just thrown in the door and no one would have known. Do we have no security here?
Well, everybody's at the fire. If you want to ask if anybody saw anything, it's just like they're really close to you. And the answer is just no one saw anything.
I
You do
think
get
one
something though, like some of the rustabouts say we were chopping wood earlier and we saw a couple of snakes in the forest down to the south of the camp.
What did they look like?
Yeah, what shape were their
Snakes.
heads? Yeah, what shape were their
Wh-
heads?
What color were they?
We saw them and we ran. Like we didn't really pay much attention to them.
Could you at least tell me?
triangular? Did they have like triangular shaped heads?
Could you at least tell me if they were a light color or a darker color?
They were green and they looked. Well, I only saw one of them, so it was just like it was green. It was like in the bushes, and we heard it hiss and we ran.
Okay, well, they were green. That's something.
And
Right,
like,
green
The
snakes.
if you
Viper's
want, you
green.
can point out there's like this, and they point out the map, and I think we might be able to. Oh, you can't see it from this.
Mm,
I'll put a token onto the map for you if you ever go searching for it.
Oh, we will go searching for it.
okay.
There.
Well,
As needed any.
at least we have a better idea what type of snakes it was.
Right. Shall
I
we
mean,
go?
snakes exist in the forest.
Yes.
It's not inherently suspicious.
And one of the rest of us
Unfortunately,
says, "Oh, actually, I was working in one of the corrals near the rocks, and the cattle were a bit disturbed earlier as well. Come to think of it, a little bit roused, and we couldn't settle them at all.
unfortunately, I don't know if at this point knowing what type of snake is really going to help us much.
So
We're looking for who controls the snakes is really the thing. If it's there's Celestian to the south, maybe they went back to the owner.
They've tried to control the cows as well.
So now you've got two more pieces of information. You've got maybe something in the woods, maybe something near the rocks in the corrals.
I would move over the corrals.
So this
to
area
see what's going on.
or that area.
Yeah, I'll come with.
I'll
It's
go
close
with
by.
if the other two
Are
run
we
out.
splitting the party?
No, well,
We should move as a group in case we need to apprehend anyone.
yeah. How's everyone
Okay.
looking, by the way?
Oh, I'm fantastic. I'm great.
L'Oreal's token's not updated. It's still saying 8.
Okay. No, 8 is right.
It's still coming up as like red color.
I know. I don't know why I'm bright red. Here, I wonder if,
It's just the API that we're using might not be working fully.
yeah, even if
Well,
I
it's
go
not
all the
updating,
way up
yeah.
to 13, it still.
Before we go
Yesterday
to-
we had all of them go off earlier this week had all of them go off at the same time. So it's just updating. That's all it is.
Well, before we do this, should we take our 10-minute break?
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll be back shortly. Please stick around. Hopefully you're enjoying the show and our lovely people trying to investigate the murder of Myron Thunder. Because what's better without a murder than sabotage, pollen, and snakes biting?
Pollen. I can't with pollen right now.
Yeah, it's also pollen season in some of our countries right now.
Oh, God.
I am suffering.
You were like, my character is going to stay away like I wish I could.
Mm.
Yeah.
And Jake just walks in and goes, do.
Anyone in game got hay fever?
Be
Yeah,
hilarious
I-
if a pug gets hay
pretty good.
fever. Anyway,
So we'll have that soon, and stick around. We'll be back shortly. I'm just going to do something quickly to the overlay before I do it. Oh my god, I've got to play this thing. Hi, we're still here. So what's your favourite moment, anybody? While I do this quickly.
oh, I don't know.
I mean, I still
like-
stand by enjoying every time Will says the circus's name wrong.
Yeah.
Once per episode, maybe.
At
No,
the end,
more.
At the end of the whole end of the game, end of the actual campaign, there's gonna be like a mega cut of every time Will gets it.
Yes.
I did actually
I
press the
don't
button
know-
to clip this.
I don't know how to do that, but I want that.
We'll be back soon. Stick around. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hello.
We're back for our part two of part three of something. No. Welcome back.
Welcome to our second game of the Broken Chain Circus, where Will always gets the name wrong.
No,
Intentionally.
it's the Circus. It's not intentionally. I just have it in the back of my mind, and it actually messes up what I say.
Chain of the Broken
Well,
Circus?
Well, now it's the Circus of Broken Chain.
Yeah.
It was the Broken Chain Circus.
It
Now
could be
it's the
cir-
Circus of...
It could
No
be
one
Circus
noticed.
of the Weak
Don't
Link.
think about it. Just let the stream of consciousness flow.
No,
Whatever comes out.
no one's noticed the banner change from episode 1 to episode 2. Shh.
I did.
But they didn't know.
I
saw
mean,
Did I redo the video?
Karsh did specifically point
I
it
hope
out
you did.
to us on Discord.
And I
That is
hope the
true.
video's been redone. Hope the video's been done. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've actually played the game as well. So we're back. Yes, we have our decisive action where our players are heading towards. So I'm just queuing up music. Are heading towards the essentially the boulders where the corrals are made. Corrals have been set. Back to our nighttime forest.
Which one's the one with the cows?
Oh man.
around kind of here, behind the rocks. Yeah,
This
I'm
one?
just going to... No, the rocks.
The rocks is what
Oh,
they're
you mean
concerned
which
about.
one? Which pen has the cows in it?
That's what they're asking. It doesn't really matter which one, but I would say the bottom one, like around here, like the bottom one.
Okay.
Okay.
Also,
Those
as a
rocks.
player note, I've updated Treasury with what I found from Mara's Dragon.
Oh yes.
Thank you.
Is anyone going to wear the hat, the bear cap, or the bear hat with the feather, or the cape, the
I
Great
would say that
Fortuna's cape?
That makes
I
me
would've
feel like I
passed-
should identify these things.
I would have passed the cape onto Lieriel once I realized.
I feel like it'd be kind of rude.
Keep it in the bag with
mean
everything else.
Leafy?
Yeah. We can
Yeah,
kind
I
of...
won't
the-
be wearing anything until we figure
Because
out.
the cape was from
The Great Fortunato.
Fortunato. You mean
Fortunato.
Leafy, not Lieriel.
I think
Right?
you mean Leafy.
What?
The cape was
Because she
from the
was-
Great Fortunato.
Yeah.
The dancing bears. Rudolph's
Previous owner.
owner,
Ah.
Rudolph's trainer.
If
Rudolph
that's
or-
the case, I would have.
So
passed.
Bardolph.
I just think, would the cape actually
Yeah.
fit Leafy, or would Leafy just use it as a tent?
It'd be too big.
It could be a short cape. A
It'd be
capelet.
a capelet would be a full cape on Leafy.
Well, let's say it's a capelet.
Yeah, just yeah. I mean, you can hold this for now. It's fine. The stuff, rest of the stuff we don't. I mean, divvying up a dead man's inheritance is, but the day he died is
Well,
kind of.
While they are discussing all this, I'm going to go and climb up one of the rocks and just kind of use the high vantage point to have a look around.
Okay, well, while this is going on, you climb off the rocks, and to get a clear vantage point to look at what's going around. Okay, let's
Also initiative.
No, stop. No, we're stopping. Stop. And let's go into initiative.
Oh, fuck, what?
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
We go. Well,
You done fucked up,
Wow.
Azzy.
Okay.
You're done. You're done.
I was
you're
just
done,
like, let's see if I can get. Look, what do I see? So
Well,
I
we'll,
climb up on the
we'll put
rocks to
this
get a
here.
vantage point.
We'll put this up here so it started, and then we'll do what you can see while
Yeah.
everybody's rolling their initiatives.
Okay.
I'll
What
just be-
what skill would this be for initiative?
For you, you'll be perception because you'll climb, or no perception, or I'd say athletics because you're climbing. If that helps.
Nah, I'm gonna use perception.
Yeah, because you are seeing, but you're also climbing to get perception.
Oh no, that's. not
What do we
initiative. There we go.
use?
That's.
Perception, generally
There we go.
speaking. Otherwise,
Why did that roll diplomacy? I didn't know. Diplomacy. Oh goodness, this is
I have-
confusing.
I have a question. Am I still
Perception,
confused?
there we go.
yeah.
Yeah. How long does it
Still very
last?
good.
Let me just roll how many
Oh,
hours you're
hang
confused
on.
for.
Sorry, I didn't go on the time tracker.
It's kind of,
No.
you know, a little bit of a
Maybe.
thingy. Just my eyes.
4
Oh,
hours.
I don't get that, unfortunately. I get the 12.
Oh. I put you on again.
Oh,
Where
I
the heck is
rolled, but it
perception? There
didn't-
it is.
yeah.
I didn't actually.
Do I roll for Blueberry as well?
I was just going to put him there with you.
Okay.
So it takes 1 action to command Blueberry to do something, but Blueberry gets 2 actions
Okay.
when you command. Otherwise, he will do nothing in combat except for defend himself. Or herself. Or themselves.
Why is it not putting me on the turn tracker? I'm selecting my character.
I've got no idea. How about I'll put him onto the turn tracker for you?
Okay, yeah. Which first roll is
24?
10.
Or 10. I like 10 better. So, anyone else?
It may not be linked to your character sheet. That might be why we had the problem of hit points earlier too, I think. Your token.
Also, make
That
sure you're
might be why it's
clicking
not.
initiative
linked.
as well on the right side.
The linked.
Okay.
Um,
Oh
Right,
yeah,
yes,
you rolled
clicking initiative.
perception. You didn't roll initiative perception.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Even though you roll in perception for initiative, you roll initiative for initiative, but then choose which one you're using. which is
Yeah. And the
generally
little
going to be
bar.
perception.
Little
Because
bar
if we're
thing.
stealthing, we'll use stealth perception. If we're trying to defuse it, like it kind of talk them out of, we'll use diplomacy for initiative. It's
New system, who this?
exactly.
Everybody. That's who it
More
is.
like
So as you scramble over a couple of rocks, to see what you can see in the area, to get a good vantage point. What was your initiative? Your initiative was good.
21.
21. So that's enough as a perception check. I'll use that as what you see anyway. You scramble over, and as you're just scrambling over and looking around, you're looking at the boulders, and just one of them just catches your eye. Thank you, Neurocroc. Del, you've got 1 more hero point. You're up to 3. Wow!
Thank you.
And you're looking around, and you notice there's something strange about one of the boulders that is there on the ground further down. It looks, and you think it looks almost like a statue, a crumbling statue of a cow.
Oh God.
And let's go into battle music. As I do my own initiative here.
That's not a terrifying creature whatsoever.
No, and here's a handout for you to see.
Oh god, it's a fucking copyright.
Yeah.
Oh.
didn't know that character death is gonna come so early in the game.
You know, good run, boys.
At least it's not a Cinderella.
Damn, you got me.
It's true.
And it goes first.
Oh no.
Oh yeah! So the cockatrice scrambles up the boulders that you've got there. So spends one action to get to you. And the second action, it's going to attack with its beak. A 15, I believe, is a miss.
15 misses, yeah.
Okay. It's going to strike again with its beak. Is it going to hit? An 11 misses.
Misses.
Those are really bad rolls.
Okay.
It's your go. As you hear this,
Alright.
this crowing from this really annoyed cockatrice.
I am going to immediately. I'm going to go. Ah! I'm going to take a 5-foot step backwards, which is going to send me tumbling off the rock. And you just see Azzy kind of like just go falling down a hill. Ah! There's a monster! And I'm going to move back here for my second action, and for my third action, I'm going to use Elemental Toss. And just fire like a ball of water manifests, just goes fires out towards it.
It's kind of in the rocks.
Natural one.
If it's a natural one, is it? Awesome.
No,
That explains
no,
the why it's kind of in the rocks.
unfortunate.
Pick a card.
Middle.
Middle it is.
Oh yeah, we're doing the card.
We're doing the card. And spells have their own one on cards. Okay. That's not what you want.
Oh, good.
As you cast a spell and the water flies off, it hits the boulders and it showers dirt and dust into dirt, dust and mist into the air, and you lose sight of the cockatrice.
Oh god. There was something in the smoke. It was like a really weird and ugly chicken, and it just flew at me. Scared the crap out of me. That ends my turn.
Okay.
Perfect.
Del?
Okay. I would like to, for my first action, I will draw my whip. For my second action, I will cast shield. And let me just double check. That is one action. Okay. And then can I try and, oh gosh. I'm fairly sure that there's like a perceive or something. Is that a thing? Yeah, seek. I will try and do that. Yes, I scan an area. So I guess if I'm looking for creatures, I can choose an area that I'm scanning. So just in general, like over where Azzy was. So, like this sort of area.
Rolled for you, and you cannot see anything.
All right. Well, those are my
Can't
three
perceive
actions.
anything.
So I'm just
On your black and white character sheet.
here with my. Oh yeah, you can change the color scheme.
Yeah, I saw that.
What?
Please don't, just leave them. So they're your three actions. Leafy and Blueberry, what are you doing? Oh, there's
Okay.
a monster over there.
So I don't know where it is.
No, you don't. But as he came running down and stumbling down from these boulders over here.
Okay. Well, first off, I would like to try and find it.
Ah, that'd be a seek action.
Like
I will do
seek
that for you.
See if I can see it.
So, perception. You cannot find or you cannot see anything.
Oh, well, that's just great. B- 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 d- b-
You've got two actions left. What are you doing?
Can I? How does holding actions?
Holding action costs two actions to hold one single action.
Okay.
It's technically using the ready action.
Okay. Well,
And
I have this one.
You also
action.
have the ability to delay, but you've already tried seeking, so that's off the table.
Oh well, none of my stuff is. Well, could I maybe like pull out my? Oh, it'd be an action to pull out my slingshot, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would be. So that's two. One action left.
I have nothing to fire at.
That's correct.
There's a lot of things. You can try seek again.
Yeah, I might try seek again.
Okay, let's try and seek again. Let's bring up that code.
This is one thing. This is a big change from 5e. Is that rounds are a lot more fast paced because there's more like specific things you do. It's like this, and it's the next turn.
Still can't
Yeah.
see it.
Okay.
Okay. John Reek. So Jojyre and Reek.
Call me John
Isn't it
Reek.
meant to be- isn't it
I
meant to be
did.
Jake first.
John
Is that
Luke?
the-
Oh wait, how did Jake beat
Yeah.
Jake first?
Different.
Yeah.
Because I was on the wrong initiative.
Mhm.
All right, I'll do. First action is to pull out my hatchet.
Hatchet pulled out. Second
Hatchet
action.
pulled out. Seek, trying to find where it is.
Seeking, let's go. You can't see. You can hear it somewhere in the area of the rocks. Are you looking to throw the hatchet, or are you looking to like run over there?
I'm going to run over there. I'll go to.
Okay, so it's somewhere in this square, but you can't see
Careful.
it.
what's that? 5, 10, 15. I'll go to about here.
Okay. It's somewhere in this square, but you cannot see it.
Yeah, and that's my turn.
With all the dust and water and rocks in the air. Now, Jojyre.
Jojyre is going to seek
John
3 times.
Okay. Well, if they're all 20s, well, that might be a short.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call 3 seeks right now because I have -4 to each one. So,
Yeah, the rolls are terrible. And I was just
16
telling you
the
about that.
highest. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're rolling for me. I forgot.
I'm rolling
Sorry,
for
my
you.
bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not
Sorry,
your
sorry,
rolls.
sorry.
Mine were worse than
Yep.
that.
I seek 3 times and I say I can't see it. All right, well, good enough for me. Did my job. All right. that's the end of my
Okay.
turn.
You tried.
So it's now its turn. The invisible
Uh-oh.
cockatrice.
That would explain a lot.
That would explain the harder seeking as well. The now invisible cockatrice, thanks to the spell backfire.
Wait, did it like? Is it
Invisible
important
cockatrice.
clarification? Did it turn it invisible, or did it kick up a lot of dust so there's like a cloud that you can't see through?
It may as well be invisible.
Actually,
Important distinction. For what
The
I-
important
yeah.
distinction is that it turns
Sure.
up out of the dust and cloud, trying to peck at Jake, and does a 23 hit.
oh yes, more than 10 though.
More than not more than 10.
Not more
Okay,
than
so
10.
just a hit. Yep, that's all it was. Can I have a fortitude save and you take 2 points of damage?
Okay. Fortitude.
And this is a
Okay.
cockatrice. This is important. Would you like to re-roll?
Yes, I would. Taking that 4 hero points. 20. Please better. Yes, I would like to reroll.
Can't. You've already spent.
Can you keep? Do you have to go with the second one?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. When you re-roll, you have to take the second. That's the whole thing. So that's a bad roll.
Yes.
That's a fumble against
Yes.
save. You are currently slowed 2.
Ooh.
We'll keep it at that. As your bones and it's more your blood and your skin. Well, it's more your skin starts like tightening and restricting and solidifying. You have 1 action per round now. You've lost 2 actions each round now.
Yep.
And wait, that's move 1. Let's do this. It's got 1 more action. And it's not a critical, but do you want to do a saving throw? It might be an important one. Fortitude, please.
Fortitude.
Yes. You also take 6 points of damage.
Ooh, I'm down to 1.
That's good. You're down to 1, but you're not a statue. You're still slowly, your body's calcifying and becoming stone, but you are not stone. It's now Azzy's go.
Okay.
Welcome to Pathfinder.
Fuck. Yeah, the thing is, you rush right in, and now I don't want to catch you in it as well.
Do it.
I'll shout out, "Jake, get back!" And I will kind of vault over. I will try and move over here, so I'm positioned right there for my movement, and then for my for 2 actions, I'm going to cast. I'm gonna try and hit it with a produce water cantrip.
Okay. Would you like to re-roll that one?
Yes, I really fucking would. God damn. So let me try that again. Roll 20Y.
We're having smugglers, or not smugglers.
That's
we're
a bit
having
better.
That's
No,
second
it
rogues
is.
and refugees. block.
Yeah.
22.
8 points.
22 hits.
8 points. That should be 22 to hit. That should be 9 points of damage.
I'll take your word for it. So 9 points of damage. As
And
you've pissed it off. Doesn't like being wet. But yes.
yeah, no, just a ball of water like forms and then fires out, shooting past Jake and dealing a concussive bludgeoning blow to its head. And that's my turn.
Okay. It's got a critical, does persistent damage. Nasty. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Good spell.
Lieriel,
Lieriel.
one of the three. There's about 5. I used them all.
I think what's important to keep in mind is the first syllable is lie, which, I don't know, just makes it easier for me because I'm like, that's a real word that I associate with this person. I am going to cast Heal on Jake as a 2 action. So it's 1d8 plus 8 hit points with a range of 30 feet.
Go for it.
So
11 hit
Jake
points.
regains 11 hit points. And then I'm also going to spend my last action to once again cast Shield on myself.
Okay, done. Leafy.
I have an important question first up.
See,
In terms of like my height and stuff in these fences,
you can go through them.
but like my next question is like being able to see the chicken. I don't know how big the chicken is.
It's about as big as Jake. Maybe even bigger.
Would it have cover from the fences?
No.
So I don't have to
It
worry.
could
about-
also go through the fences. The fences are for cattle and for horses.
I don't know. I just wanted to check.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna move, so I have a better line of sight.
Mind you,
Um,
there's cattle and there's like horses in that one. There's cattle where Azzy is. So you're shooting through them. Either way, I don't care. You can still shoot.
It doesn't. It's okay.
I don't care that much. I'm not putting tokens of horses on the map, and there was just too much, and I couldn't find elephants. No.
Did I notice that it didn't like being wet?
It didn't like being hit.
Okay.
It's a key difference.
What do I want to do?
It wasn't specific. It was being hit. It does have one immunity. That's not it.
Alright, I'm gonna use 2 actions to use that.
What is that?
It is hydraulic push. Is a spell. She's one of my spell slots.
It hits. It takes 13 points of damage.
Yeah, and it.
It takes additional damage apparently.
On a if it was a critical success, the target takes additional damage.
Not a critical success.
Yeah,
Okay, so it does take the initial damage. There it goes. Does it get knocked back?
And is knocked back 5 feet.
Knocked back 5 feet into the boulders. Cool, done.
As it gets knocked back, could I do attack of opportunity?
Do you have an attack of opportunity?
Yes, I do.
You can
Is that
slowly.
only for willing movement?
Yes, it is only for willing movement, I think. We'll at least
'cause
use that for the
It
D&D
it was
version as
moved
well.
Yeah, we'll do-
unwillingly.
Because I like the willing and unwilling. So-
Yeah, you lash out a foe that leaves an opening, not
Yeah.
pushed. So we'll say leaves is willing. Fair enough. Damn it.
So you move, you do your 2 actions for your spell, and that's both yours and Blueberry's go. With Jake, you have 1 action.
I will hold an attack action if it gets into my swinging range.
Readying costs
I can't
2
ready.
actions.
Love.
Okay, how about I put it this way? So you don't really know how calcification works. I'll put it this way. If he hits you again and you fail that save, you are stone. You have one action.
Run. Oh, I will slowly run.
I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Run away. I gave you an opening.
Every time he hits, you usually take 1 point of damage if you fail that saving throw. Or say one slow. And if you run out of, if you get to 3 slow, you don't have any actions because you are stone. That's how calcification works.
Okay,
On a critical, it does 2. You're at 2, so one more.
I'll just run there.
You slowly move, and those around you can see that the skin is very flaky and actually almost shale is coming off his skin as he's running. His fur more than anything is crackling and coming off.
You just hear this.
Jojyre, you can now see.
I can now see it, and now I see it, I just look over and I say, "Ah, shit. All right, I'm gonna walk forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me. Just gonna body block this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just say, all right. I guess we have to fight this thing. 5, 6. Yes, 5, 6. Wait, sorry. 1,
Keep
2.
in mind that every other
Yeah,
diagonal
that's what I'm
counts as 2.
calculating. Yes, 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to faint first. So I'm
You're
going
going
to
to pass out.
Yes, I'm going to faint and lay on the ground for a quick hit. No. I'm going to get a rock and kick it towards it and say, "Over here, ugly." And then I'm going to faint. So I need to make a deception check against him, which has to be higher than his perception.
And of course, I don't have his perception listed because that's going to be useful, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Perception. DC.
There it is. I got it. Failed.
Okay, so then he is flat-footed
Would you like to
against
reroll?
me.
No. You failed. You
Oh,
failed.
I failed.
Would you like to
17.
reroll?
He has a higher DC.
Yeah.
That's about pretty average for my roll. Sure, I'll reroll 1.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah, sure. Decaption. There it
Down
is.
to 2.
12, perfect. All right, so instead, I am going to try and, I guess, I'm going to dodge. I was going to hit him if I missed. I'm going to dodge instead. So that is, I think that just adds a flat, right? Actually, is dodge even an action you can take?
I don't think
it is.
so.
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay.
That's not a thing.
No. All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to try and not
Attacking
die.
works better.
Attacking does work better.
Attack actions.
Skill actions. Tumble through, maneuver, create diversion. I have this thing. I'm just gonna attack him. Just to
Yay.
make it go faster.
That
Yeah.
helps. Damage
Yes.
helps in
I
combat.
don't have my rapier on me right now, which I wish I did, but I don't. So just
So-
one swing. 23.
That's a hit.
My short sword. Yes, and then roll damage. 7 piercing. Okay, and then I moved, I fainted, and I attacked. All right, that's the end of my turn.
And it's its go. And it gets to... Doesn't have to move, so it gets 3 attacks.
Okay.
Is 29 a critical?
29 is a critical. Yes.
Okay, you take 8 points of damage.
Perfect.
It's the saving throw which is the important part.
Mm-hmm.
So fortitude save.
Yes. Fortitude. 13.
Would you like to reroll that?
Sure.
You're down to 1.
Mm-hmm.
So reroll your fortitude.
22.
You don't calcify on the first attack.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second attack is a miss.
Okay.
The third attack is a miss.
Okay.
There we go. And that's its go.
Is my thing not updating?
Possibly not. Azzy. I know the
Yeah,
API
I'm
is not
gonna-
working at the moment from my end.
I'm going to move here for my movement. And I'm going to kind of from beneath the rocks, I'm going to twist up my arms, and then I'm going to send a blasting gust of wind in a line directly into this thing, and it needs to make a reflex save.
Reflex save?
Yep.
Okay.
What's the spell?
And how... Well, reflex save, difficulty 17. He passes his reflex save as a gust of wind starts flapping underneath his back like wings.
Yeah, even though he passed, he cannot move against the wind, so he cannot come closer to anyone else.
Okay.
Apart from Jojyre, who's already there.
Who's on 1 hit point, I believe.
What?
Am I right?
No, that was
No, that
Jake
was
a few
Jake.
rounds ago.
No? How
Before
much
I
hit points
healed
has
him.
Jojyre got?
I have 1.
That's, yeah.
Oh, jeez. Why do you guys keep almost dying?
No, the thing is, we're not dead.
That's all that matters.
We're not dying. We're
Yes,
dying, but we're not
the
dead.
problem-
Till the start
I
of my
said
next turn,
almost.
you cannot get any closer.
I mean,
So you've moved, he can't move any closer. It's Lieriel's go.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to do cool stuff, but I'm just gonna do the same thing as last time and heal.
Do cool stuff.
just do cool
the-
stuff. It's fine.
Do cool stuff. He'll be
No.
fine. He'll be fine.
Do cool stuff. It's fine. It's fine.
No,
Yes.
because you cannot succeed on a fortitude save if you are dying. So I'm going to heal Jojyre for
9.
9 hit points.
Oh, thank you.
Because I'm a terrible healer. And I am going to cast Shield again.
On yourself, just in case.
Yeah. I don't think I can cast it on anyone else. But I wouldn't even if I could.
No. Of course not.
I am squishy.
Emi.
Okay.
Well,
I just want to
squishy.
double check how the slingshot works, right? So I've got the slingshot in my hand. Is it just one action to use it?
One action to use it. Every time you attack with the same... Every time you do an attack, you get -5 to it. So your first one's at 0, your second one's at
Yeah.
-5, your third one's at -10.
Okay.
If it has the agile trait, it goes to -4 and -8 instead because it's easy to...
Okay. I'm going to use my first action to tell Blueberry to follow me. I'll use my second action to move. I think I can go here.
Yep. And then you've only got one more action to go.
And I'll use my last action to... Actually, no, I can go straight because I can walk through the...
Yes.
2, 3, 4. I can go there. And then I'll use my third action to do a slingshot at trees from behind. Which I believe I clicked this one.
So 55 feet of movement gets him there. That is a miss. After all that build-up, you missed.
Okay. Oh well.
And Blueberry can get to there with all his movements. I think.
Takes one action to reload. Okay.
Okay. Jake, you have one action.
I will stay where I am in winter as my action. Nothing else I can do.
You don't have anything ranged?
I can. The hatchet only has a 10-foot range. I'm out of that range.
Okay.
my action.
Whimpering. And Jojyre,
I'm going to faint again. I'm going to try to at least.
go for it.
Yep. Faint deception check. 13.
I would ask, would you like to re-roll? But I would also not ask that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't recommend
yes. For sure. Are you rolling against? It's against a flat DC.
It's
right?
against the flat DC, yes.
His perception's over 17. That's insane. Okay,
no. His perception's over 7. It's 7. It's that plus 10 is when you're doing the DC.
Is that how it works?
I think Will meant his perception DC is over 17.
So when it says
when it's perception
DC, it's
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
It's 8.
Okay. Yeah. So close.
You were so close.
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to I'm just gonna attack him. Just gonna go in. 17
is a miss.
Is a miss. And then for my second attack, I'm going to go again. That is a crit.
You get to pick a dice or pick a card.
Alrighty, I picked
2 or 3.
The middle card.
2.
Always middle card. Yep.
Always middle card.
What type of weapon have you got? You got a short sword, which is
I have
piercing.
a short sword. Yep.
Okay. Well, it takes 22. Well, it takes critical damage is only 6, which sucks. And it's also now flat-footed.
Ooh. Well, that'll be helpful when I can't attack. All right, that's the end of my turn.
Next turn.
Oh, okay.
It's not just to you, but flat-footed to everybody.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's what my feint would do if I got a crit. It's good.
Well, yeah. Anyway, so that's done. He's taking damage. It's looking bad. Like, he's looking considerably bad. But it's go. It can't move, but it doesn't have to because she's still there.
Mm-hmm.
You should have maybe gotten out of that.
I know, right? So we have Beak. Does an 18 hit?
18 is a meet, yes.
So you take 3 points of damage and a fortitude save.
Okay. Fortitude. That is a 5. I believe that is a critical fail.
Yep. I mean, I'd ask, but I wouldn't recommend, but it's up to you. Oh, wait, no. It is a critical failure. Would you like to re-roll that?
It's my last hero point.
It is your last hero point.
Yes. Listen to the doggy. Yes.
This is only his first attack.
Yes.
No penalties for the rest.
Well, there's no penalties. If he fails
the
this,
-4 and the -8.
well, no, it's more of a
Or
case of
cockatrice.
if he fails this first one, he'll have essentially slowed 2. If he gets to slowed 3, he's stone. So it might be a good one to. Yeah.
To risk it
So it's not
on.
failing the first
Yeah.
one; it's critically failing. You get 2 instead of 1.
I see.
So you got a chance of not getting it all, getting 1 or getting 2. So you got 2 right now. Do you want to re-roll?
Yes.
I will reroll to make sure it's not a crit.
Okay.
And proceeds
That is
from. Oh.
20.
Okay. That's a pass. That's exactly what you needed. So you're not starting to calcify.
DC is 20.
Yeah. Welcome to Pathfinder. Second attack. Does a 19 hit?
19 does hit, yes.
So take 3 points of damage and another saving throw.
Okay. That is a fail.
You don't have any
Slowed
rerolls,
1.
but you now 1. Slowed 1.
Okay.
And now the third hit. Well, the third attack, I should say. Oops, why did I do that? A 14, I believe, is a miss.
Yes.
Okay. And that's its go. Azzy.
Okay. I'm just gonna shout, for goodness sake, Jojyre, get out of there! And the wind dies down. And I bring up another ball of water, but this time I freeze it in midair and send a ray of frost straight
Okay.
towards it. An 18 to hit.
Misses.
An 18 misses?
Yes.
Oh my fucking god. Okay.
Welcome to Pathfinder.
Welcome to Pathfinder, and I'm not accounting the fact that there's boulders around, which I probably could have.
Are you counting the fact that it's flat-footed?
No, you've hit. Thank you.
Yes.
Also,
You hit.
that is not adding my trained modifier. That should be 22. Or 20, that trained is plus 2? Your trained is plus 2.
Yeah, T plus 2.
So that should be 20, so anyway. Yeah, okay, so it takes 8 points of cold damage.
What I've noticed is it won't include it in your DC if it's listed. So when you like drag it in, it's probably listed as an evocation or arcane.
It was listed as an arcane spell, and I'm a primer trained. I've just changed it.
Yeah.
Yes, I noticed that. So now, yeah, so it would have been a 20. It would have been a 21 actually, for 8 points of damage.
It hits. It's really, really close.
And then for my action, I already used my focus spell, so I can't use that. I don't have any one-action damaging things.
Okay, then.
That focus spell. Other than I could throw a dagger.
You need to draw the dagger.
Shit. I got nothing. I'm then going to. I'm gonna move back. I'm gonna move back.
Okay. Lieriel, it's your go.
I'm gonna 1, 2, get within 10 feet of this creature, and then I'm going to use the whip that I pulled out at the start of this combat, and try and attack this creature.
Misses. Would you like to reroll?
Yeah, I'll reroll.
Okay. Just want to point out, we started this combat. We started this game with pretty much everyone on full.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
We're not on full anymore. You miss. That's your first try.
Okay.
So
Yep.
you've moved. You've moved. Did you have your whip out?
Yes.
Yes, I got that out. That was the very first thing I did.
Okay, so
is
you've moved. You've attacked.
Yeah.
You've got one more attack or one more action.
Yeah. So I'm just. It's gonna be at a penalty, but I'm gonna try and do the attack now.
No. Okay, missed.
Miss this anyway.
Leafy.
Okay. Alright, so it looks really injured, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's low single digits.
Ooh. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, okay.
As in it's under 4. I won't tell you which number.
I'm gonna tell Blueberry to attack it.
Okay.
I'll have to
Sacrifice the bear.
No. I'll spend one action reloading and another action attacking with my link shot.
Who's attacking first? I would say Blueberry gets there at the same time you've reloaded. So which one do you want to do the attack roll first?
I mean, I'll let Blueberry.
Okay.
Do I get to roll
Yeah,
Blueberry?
you should have. Yeah, it's your sheet.
How do I? Let's go. So do I get one with the jaws?
It's a miss.
It's a miss.
Miss.
Can I use one of my rerolls? On
You can.
and give Blueberry one of my hero points.
You can.
Holy shit, this is burning through these things.
Don't
I know.
care.
We just can't hit this thing.
You hit.
Yay!
Doing enough damage.
The dead?
Dead.
Yay!
I need to get into the headspace of thinking of what one thing actually. I just realized I could have tried to demoralize it, like with one action, and that would have given it a penalty to AC. So, Pathfinder 2.
Oh yeah,
Getting
I
brain.
have that. I can also do that too. Yeah.
I
We're
am
still learning
made
this system.
to run in, hit things. I wasn't expecting to be, oh look, I'm a statue now.
Yeah.
This is pretty much standard fare for me, so I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Well, to be fair, in order to demoralize something, it has to understand your language. Or, okay, you take a penalty if it doesn't. You can still do it. Your scathing tone can get across, but without understanding the words, there's a penalty.
Okay. So, thank you, Game Reaper Oz.
Oh, thank you.
So, Eni, welcome to the Goblin Cave community. Welcome. So, let's see what happened there. So I think two things came through. There's a gifted. Oh yeah, so there was the one gifted. I thought it came through as one. So everybody gets 2 hero points. That maxes out MLP.
Yeah.
But how many we get? 2.
2 extras. So you should be on 4.
1, so I'm back at max.
I spent 4.
You spent 5. You had 0 left.
Oh yeah. Well, I spent 4 in this combat just on its own.
Yeah.
Immediately after I see the thing is dead, I immediately turn back to Jake. Jake, are you alright? Shit, what's going on? What's happening to you?
I'm fine.
You're not fine, mate. You're fucking turning into... I kind of like brush his fur and like bits of gravel fall out.
I just had that cut.
Lieriel, Jake's getting a bit. Jake's a bit rocky.
In a rocky situation.
Rocking a hard place here.
I am going to go over to Jake. Give me I need to look to see if there's anything I can do.
Yeah.
Because I don't
Let's have a look at classification.
I don't. This is really not my area of expertise.
I'm just going to look at that up in the rulebook.
Yeah.
Classification. Yeah.
Yep. It's actually in there. I saw it earlier.
This is really...
While we're working about this...
It'll come back.
Healing him didn't fix it.
No, it didn't.
I don't know what
Medical or religious or arcana or whatever. Yeah.
You know what? I'll go
on myself.
Would this be
this is the knowledge.
Magic?
Oh, okay.
I'll go for religion.
It could be primal, but it's just like a test because her religion is.
If it's primal magic, can I roll a nature check? That's
rolling.
Oh, sorry.
Because it's a
I'm so unused to it.
You do get used to it, but yeah, it's so yours is going to be religion, and we'll do a primal as well. For Azzy, if you like. Where's Azzy's? There we go. Primal. Don't usually get to roll primal, so I can't find it on the sheet as quickly. Where is primal?
Yeah?
Primal.
So for knowledge about primal magic is a nature check.
Nature, thank you. That's what That's why I've never rolled primal before. It's a nature check. Yeah. So Azzy doesn't really know what could fix it. A religion check from Lieriel. Powerful magic would be able to reverse it. Or is anyone should do a medical?
Can I do a medical check on myself?
Well, you can do a medical check on your condition.
Yes.
I can try, but I'm not.
So it's a recall. This is recall knowledge.
Yeah.
Would you like to re-roll that?
This medicine roll.
So medicine roll to recall knowledge on yourself.
Actually, yes, I will. Ooh.
Be a good roll, and he's just throwing you off.
It could be.
That's
No, I'll live with it.
You'll live with it?
Actually, no, I won't because we're almost at the end, so I'm going to re-roll.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so good choice because one was a 1, one was a 20.
Yay! Thank you for being.
But which order?
Oh, I hate you.
No,
You did
the
say it
first
was
one
a
was
good-
a 1.
Okay, cool.
The second was a 20.
My statement
you-
still stands.
So calcification, you can just over time. You'll get back. I think it's 1 to 24 hours.
Let's have a look.
So once you reduce to 0, it comes back 1 every 24 hours. So yeah, it'll come back.
Okay, so it's just gonna take some time. I'm
Sure.
fine. How
I
are
think-
you?
I'm a little
How's-
harrowed, I'm not gonna lie. This day's been a lot. This day's been a lot. Do we wanna what how dark is it? Is it like late at night by this time?
It's after the show, so you're like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
At
You
this
reckon?
point, do we wanna like call it? Or do we want to try and find snakes? I don't think we're in. I don't think any of us are. I mean, especially not you, and you two are looking.
You recognize this, Leafy? What creature is this? What is this thing?
Can I look it over, see if I know what it is?
I'm not even going to bother with a roll. A cockatrice.
It's a
With the calcification and everything, yeah.
Yeah, it's a creature known as a cockatrice.
Okay, and something
They
special
are-
about it.
Is it?
Are they native to here?
They
Yeah,
hang
this
around
is-
dumps or just outskirts of towns and things like that.
So
It-
possibly.
Yeah, it's not terribly it's not terribly unlikely that it would be here. I'm gonna have a look around, see if I can see any statues that see if it's like in amongst the rocks, see if it's petrified. How many cattle we've lost to this thing.
Looks like the cow which is there has been there for a little bit. It's already been pecked off. It turns its victims to stone and then eats the stone
Okay.
over time. But it looks like this one has been there for a little bit, maybe a week or two.
Probably wasn't.
Maybe a week
ours.
before you're here.
Okay.
That thing was
But-
so close to our camp. It could have come in at any point and just picked off us one by one.
Lucky
Could have
it's
ate
lazy.
some kids.
I
Yeah.
don't think it really has that kind of strategic forethought.
It already had some food that it was going through, so it wouldn't have felt necessary. If anything, it was more likely to attack our cattle before it would get to us, as it was closest food source.
You
Again-
probably frightened it, Azzy.
Lucky
You
it's
fucking frightened me.
There's no one to say it can't go both ways.
You do find its
Oh.
nest in amongst the boulders.
Mm,
There's a scattering of valuables from its past victims, worth a value of 30 silver pieces. And in there's a statue of a stout boulder, you could probably say, that's wearing a suit of splint mail. And at its feet, boulder, looks like a pick made of iron.
they've probably been here for a while.
Just an unlucky spot, I guess. Well, I'm done for the day, everybody. I am bushed, tired. I am almost dead, so I'm going to be turning in. Good job, everyone, for the stuff today. Good job.
Yes.
Jojyre,
What do you want?
thank you for stepping up today and taking over.
Yeah. I mean,
I would.
you did run in. That was impressive. Even though I told you to get away while you can, so I can keep it back with the wind. But we'll work on that. That's fine. You did good. You all did good.
First things first, Azzy, you don't want to see people die when in front of me, alright? That's the thing, so... It looked like everyone was a little bit struggling, so... Also, I would like to say any time for the ringmaster thing, but not any time. That's the first and last time I'll be a ringmaster. Let's go hire someone else in the city, right? Perfect.
I'm gonna take a moment to move the body of the cockatrice into its nest.
Mm-hmm.
I look at Lieriel, and you're gonna force him to be the ringmaster, aren't you?
Not force him, but I think that he would be good at it.
I think so too.
So, as this is going on, and Leafy's bringing the cockatrice's body back into its nest, you start hearing music coming across the campsite. And the music, it's been a down note. You know, like everyone's essentially been around the campfire, the large communal campfire, and the music is a bit more upbeat than what you'd expect.
Those bastards have started without me. Shall we?
And that's where we're going to end it, though.
Oh.
So we'll have a shorter session, but we'll end it there because I've tormented you quite a bit.
Yes, you
The
have.
cockatrice was really good.
I mean, we thought you were going to give us. I thought that the music was going to be a good thing. You were going to give us time to relax, and now I'm nervous
No.
for next time.
No.
Why would they be
no.
cueing music?
I don't know, to celebrate his life
No.
instead of mourn. I don't know.
It's music that we're happy than I'm expecting. I'm expecting the perpetrator to show up.
So we'll end it there. We'll be back possibly next week, possibly the week after. We'll be back soon. But I think having the shorter episode, keeping these a bit shorter, keeping them a bit more punchier, I think this is the way to go. Also keeping the action because I really like this as a circus performer myself for 15 years. I really love the circus themes. I love the characters. I love the characters you're portraying, and of course the cast members portraying them. Welcome to Pathfinder. Cockatrices are really nasty.
And we were level 1.
And they're level 3.
In case you forgot, Karsh.
And they're level 3. I can throw level 4 creatures at you, and you have to think to survive.
I mean, you can. Should you?
Yes.
The question is XP.
Well, I can deal with that, but you're not going to level up from that.
No.
That's
But
not
I
much.
just want to see. I want to see numbers go big.
Yeah,
Number
they don't go
big.
In XP, your XP doesn't go over 1,000 ever. Oh,
I prefer it that way. It's easy to see how long until the next thing.
yes, but then I've got to calculate compared to what level you are. But anyway, you handle the cockatrice. You're starting to investigate. You found some traps. You found some things, bits and pieces. You found that there's rats. That's at least a clue. A clue which was missed from the initial looking at the nets. The sabotage nets.
Yeah.
So there's a few things going on, but we'll be back next time. So we can do our outros. MLP.
Hi, I've been MLP, MrLiveProducer, your Shoonie fire twirler who didn't use fire today. I should have. Oh well, that was my own choice. And you can usually catch me on twitch.tv/MrLiveProducer, where you can usually catch me doing VR content and retro gaming stuff. And I'm thinking a few other things just to help diversify my streaming. So when I don't want to set up all the green screen, I don't have to worry about it.
Yes, green screen goodness.
Oh. 2.5 by 2.5 meters by 2.5 meters green screen.
A lot.
A lot.
Oh,
Tell.
you mean like this one?
Yeah, but a lot more.
Hi everyone, I'm Del. I've been playing Lieriel, your Elven ASMR escape artist, and I hope to see you guys next week. I'm really excited about this. I love all of your characters so much, and I'm so excited to see where they develop. I'm so excited for us to have conversations instead of just have us like lament the fact that we're dying all the time too.
Yeah. I mean, we're always dying.
You know, as a hint to Karsh, if he wanted to maybe make us not die next episode.
I've got plans.
Give us some downtime.
I've got plans. Lorian.
I beg your pardon?
Lieriel?
Hi, I'm
Lorian?
I'm L'Oreal. Yes, I'm L'Oreal. Because you're worth it.
Maybe it's maybe.
Maybe it's
Maybe so,
Maybelline.
yeah.
Maybe it's just fucking water and a comb. I'm Lorian Ross. I do music and I stream here, dungeon mastering for the Goblin Cave's Sent to Avernus campaign, Saints and Sinners. So you can find me here. Next week, I have had some computer issues the last couple days. Namely, my entire solid-state hard drive completely bricking itself, but it's looking like I've been able to recover most of everything. So it's, looking like Avernus will go ahead next week.
Yay.
Great.
Depending on how soon I can get back my computer.
And if not, we'll have this.
Yeah. Yeah, catch me here. I also make a lot of music. I'm a musician. Find me on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music, all your streaming services. Audius at Lorian Ross, same as the title. And I'm on Twitter at SkyBlueShinks. Still have to change that at the address for that. Not got around to it, but we'll do it soon.
Yep. Emi, welcome back. Welcome to the circus.
Yes. Hi, I'm Emi Rabbit, but you guys can call me Emi. I'm playing Leafy, the Leshy Druid. I don't know. It's a yeah.
Yeah,
We'll figure
that
something.
sounded nice.
Yeah, Leafy,
Sorry,
the
not
Leshy
to interrupt,
Druid.
but I forgot to say I've been playing Azzy the Kobold Sorcerer. I just went straight into plugging
I
myself.
don't mind.
It was the self promotions.
As long as everybody's still here for our raid, because we've got a good one lined up.
Yes, you can find me here also playing in the other game for this, playing
Saints and
Ava.
Sinners.
Yeah, Saints and Sinners, playing Ava the Human Monk. Yeah. And you can also find me over on twitch.tv/Gathering Nerds, where we do all sorts of things, like we play games, and we've also been running different campaigns. We've been playing Vampire the Masquerade, and I think I think it's Wrath and Glory that we got going on at the moment.
Wrath and Glory, yeah.
Yeah, Wrath and Glory. You can also find me. I've been streaming on
Minecraft.
I've
If
been
you want
streaming
Minecraft, you can also
Yeah.
find on Minecraft.
So I've been wanting to stream a little bit of gaming, but my friend group aren't really into it. So I'd love to pop by for a stream. That'd be fun.
Yes, that'd be so much fun.
I was on Gathering Nerds a few weeks ago, and we were playing Among Us, and that was so much fun.
Oh, we need to do
Oh,
that
God.
again.
I've
Yes, we do.
wanted to play Among Us, but again, my friend group that I hang out with online is only me and 3 others, so Among Us doesn't
Hello.
really work.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely need to get to a
You
bigger
can always
group
ask
for
people
that.
in
Yeah.
Yes.
Goblin
You-
Cave.
Yeah, I know,
you can-
but this is just taking me this long.
But yeah, you can find me doing like my own whenever streams,
Whenever.
streaming Minecraft at Emi_Rabbit on Twitch. So
And Will,
Yes. Hey everybody, my name is Will. I'm playing. It's so hard to remember my character's name. It'll come soon. Jojyre Venric. Yes, Jojyre Venric, the half-elf rogue. Whenever I say my name is Will,
Sure.
I play Ash the Fire Genasi Artificer. It's been a year and a half since I started
know.
saying that. I just go straight to it. Anyways, Jojyre Venric.
hi, my name is
the
Will. I play Kadan, the
Cardan, the cleric. Yes, I also remember that. Yes. So yes, I totally lost my train of thought. Anyways, yeah. I hope everyone enjoyed the episode today, and I hope everyone leaves a like, and also just come back and enjoy the show, because we have a lot of fun here, and everyone here is putting so much work into the show, and we appreciate everyone's hard work as well. So yeah, just
Hope you guys enjoyed today.
What's a train of thought if not for derailing?
That is true.
Isn't it like a role-playing campaign?
I don't have a train of thought. I have a Roomba.
I have my train of thought is not a train, it's a bop it. Bop it. Twist it. Pull it.
My train of thought is a Roomba. It encounters an obstacle and goes in a completely random direction.
Hi, my name is Karsh Goblin. This is the GoblinCaveTV, and you've been watching our Circus of the Broken Chain, Extinction Curse, Pathfinder 2 Adventure Path from Paizo. They're not a sponsor, but that's a lot to think of. We have got Roll20 is not a sponsor, but we are part of the Roll20 Spotlight, which is amazing, and they are retweeting our stuff, which again is absolutely amazing because we're just a small fish in a very, very, very big pond of shows out there. So we absolutely appreciate you watching us. We appreciate your support, your donations, your subscriptions, everything. It's amazing to us. We want to put on the best shows we can in the highest quality we can, even though we're, again, a small fish, because we want to put on a show. We want to have fun. We want to entertain. Tomorrow we have either our book club or more Talespire explorations, because I'm really interested in Talespire and I haven't been reading more books at the moment. But if we have got a book club, we might be actually looking at City of Mist, because that's been a long time coming to actually look at that one. And I finally got the books. Yay!
All of them?
We got some of the books. The ones that were published and printed, we've got. The other ones are waiting. It's a whole thing. It's just a whole thing. Just they're lovely people. It's just a whole thing. So that's what possibly something that's going on tomorrow. Check that out. No matter what, I'll be here doing something. And we are going to be raiding Roll20, which I don't think we've ever raided before. They're doing Monster of the Week, which is a powered by Apocalypse system, a system which I'm really curious about and want to play. And Monster of the Week is one of the ones I, again, really want to play, or at least run on the show, run on the channel. So our raid command is, we come to share the love, our hearts are warm and fresh. Don't spam it, but at least come in and say that. If you're not a member of the channel, don't worry about putting the goblin hearts on it, but you can at least put it without the goblin hearts. Thank you, everybody. See you next time. Enjoy yourself. And
bye.
Bye.
Bye.